All I'm getting from this is she's really not going to want this to be public. She wants to hurt Steven, but she doesn't want this to be known that she's done this and this is her.
Yeah.
And she desperately doesn't want her family to know. And if I cover it, there's a good chance they will find out.
Oh, 100%. Why do you think I haven't covered this at all? Like that's my principal issue.
Yeah, that's
here's the thing. Let's assume I was a psychopath, and I'm not. Okay, somebody saying these things would be enough to deter me. Let's assume I was a psychopath. Let's assume I published this. If Pixie actually does sell in some way, and God forbid actually succeeding himself, that's not good. I don't want that. That's a bad situation to be in.
Destiny has been accused of revenge. Okay? At the very least, the allegations are related to distributing material of a sexual variety without the consent of the person who's shared it or whatever. There are several videos that have been released today about this. I'm also in them. We'll get to this as we go. It's very funny. A lot of people were asking me, Nick, when did you film this super cool cameo for this video? We will get there. We will get there. He's been exposed. He's released a statement I waited for the statement to come out, so we're gonna go through all of it. Now, it's been kind of cooking for a couple of weeks. Bits and pieces have been getting leaked privately behind the scenes.
So, Bonerbox starts dating a Destiny Orbiter. The Destiny Orbiter tells Bonerbox, I never had sex with Destiny. And then Destiny, in the endless interest of like trying to fuck, e-girls that are in his DMs, sends his entire library of content that he filmed with his ex-wife, which I'm sure his ex-wife is not fully on board with. I would suspect that if you were Destiny's ex-wife, you probably aren't very happy about like videos of you guys having sex being distributed to random people. Including, many other people. And that person that he sent it to, their friend, I think, leaked all of those videos and made it viral. And one of them was even Destiny, like, sucking a penis.
So we're going to get to this right now. President Sunday has released a 22-minute video exposing Destiny, leaking this stuff to the public, and this is going to be fun.
In this video, I'm going to tell you a story about a man. It's a story that has been replicated over and over and over in government, in show business, in business board.
I like how he always talks like a Bond villain. Maybe not a Bond villain. Doesn't have the cool factor. But he always kind of monologues like a Marvel villain. Is a Marvel villain better?
Rooms, restaurant franchises. This time, it's about a man with a small social media empire on YouTube.
Now, here's the deal with Destiny. I'm going to come out and say it. This guy, I don't know if sex pest is the right word. It probably is, to be honest. I mean, like, the guy is like a fucking sex fiend. This guy is addicted to sex. He's fucked through half of Twitch. It's obviously become a huge problem in his life. All right? I mean, this is the person who literally started a polyamorous relationship explicitly because he couldn't stop cheating on his partners. There's some weird sex thing going on here. I saw some post saying they gave Destiny an incredible mind, but they nerfed him by making him a fucking sex fiend. You ever watch Blades of Glory? Who's the guy from Blades of Glory? That's Destiny, like the sexaholic. Yeah, I mean, like, remember Goon? Did you see the Goonacide recently where that guy died? This is the second Goonacide that we're seeing right now. I am not shocked when any sexual allegation of any kind is released about Destiny, for the sole fact that this guy is like so overfucked. It's just bound to become a problem eventually. So before we get into like the legitimacy or the facts of the actual case here, I'm a bit swayed when I hear that.
Encounters which he recorded.
Destiny's the Chad Michaels of Twitch.
It's about how that man developed such a stranglehold over his community that no one, no matter how disgusted they are, will dare call him out for this, even when it becomes public knowledge. And most importantly, this is a story about power and of how normal human feelings can be contorted to serve a machine to make a man immune to the effects of the abuse he has inflicted on an astonishing number of people.
My shock on here is like, I don't know why President Sunday did this. I don't understand why he's like, I'm the only one who can make this video. Did I not ask you nice enough? I don't understand.
People.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
Stephen Bennell II, or as he's known online, Destiny, is a highly successful political streamer and content creator who has garnered infamy not just for public outbursts and controversial political positions, but also for an impressive number of public threats, sexual scandals, and even outright criminal actions.
I'm pretty sure recently he's doxed Sunday. I don't have that on the docket, but I'm pretty sure that that's the thing that happened. Yeah, so I mean, again, there's this huge feud between Sunday and Destiny that's been going on for years. He was on his like permanent ban list for a time from his community and stuff. Like, this is obviously a long-standing grudge match.
This recently culminated on November 29th of 2024 when an anonymous
probably because none of you will cover it. Well, when you have a platform when you have a platform and you actually have some form of credibility, then you can realize why you can't just publish a person's third-hand story about an allegation that you don't have vetted by a guy who's literally most known for doing takedown pieces on people who have bad research. Like, you're welcome to go ahead and do that, but I mean, if that's your position, you're just going to be retarded.
Discord and Kiwi Farms user going by the name Solo Leaks published a large repository of private messages and pornographic images and videos of Destiny with various men and women to Discord and Kiwi Farms. Recordings that
So the things that he's talking about here are like, most of the internet was like, hey guys, look, Destiny's sucking a dick. Everybody else went, surely all of those pieces of footage that were released of him having sex, there's no way that all these people just consented to this stuff being shared. But again, most of the public facing stuff was, holy shit, dude, guys, Destiny's gay. He sucks cocks. All right, you ready?
I mean, the thing is, this is only one person, though. So what you'd have to believe is that every single person whose video was sent consented to it, right? Now, obviously, there's some discussion and, not non-certainty over who certain people are. And saying it makes it clear who that is, and maybe they've not confirmed it's them, so it's a bit complicated.
Wait, what do you mean by? What do you mean by?
Wait, the reality is, I do not believe that every. Sorry, go on.
What do you mean by all the different people?
Well, there's obviously multiple clips of different people having different sex acts happening, right?
The easiest one to reference is the guy whose fucking cock was getting fucking sucked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and which again, gotcha. Just to be clear, I agree with everything.
Wasn't that the guy?
Okay, this is very simple. This is really simple. This is really simple. Do you think every single person whose video got shared said, yes, I'm happy for that to be sent to some random person in the future I don't even know? Do you think that happened?
If I had to guess, probably not. But it's also Destiny, who's a fucking freak and has a very strange life and does a lot of weird sexual stuff. So who fucking knows? If they're already fucking each other, is it unreasonable for me to... if Melina and Destiny are fucking each other and they're fucking all these random people, okay? And who knows who else is involved, okay? Is it unreasonable for me to assume that they would also be like... Doesn't she have like an OnlyFans or Fansly? Is it unreasonable for me to be like, well, I have no idea. Don't they send porn to everyone?
Well,
like,
I'm not sure if the kind of material that was being shared is the kind of stuff she would post to a Fansly account.
All right, I think that we're caught in a fucking thing here. Tom, you need to concede that it's reasonable to assume that there's like we need to get absolute, like, before we come to any conclusion, we need to know whether these things were fucking shared with consent of all parties. It's reasonable.
There's no hard allegation on the table. There's no thing that's been slapped down that is this person has done this thing to me.
People are saying Melina did. Right? That's why we're playing the clip. I'm arguing that she wants people to know about it. That's why she's talking about it.
Yeah, she's putting it out there in a way where she can let people know, but not directly address it. So
but at the same time, like, how many people have we covered on stream who don't want something to be talked about and talk about it anyway? Like nobody actually.
Yeah, but none of them are like
the rule.
None of them are like Destiny's ex-wife and like large political stream. You know what I mean? Like, this is like we talk about little dipshit retards who say stuff like that.
Well, is there any charge that could be pressed if that's true?
No, but it's maybe, yeah, potentially, but that's not why I'm talking. I'm talking about more of a moral issue, right? Like, even if it's not legally revenge porn because he didn't distribute it with a malice, which I don't know, depending on what state, if that even matters or not.
To be clear, I'm not saying that it's a distinction between legality and morality. I'm just curious if there's a charge you can press, if that's true.
I know Kuihman's going to say that I'm a really crazy based person here who's giving the best takes possible, but I really think that you ought not distribute pornography of people without their consent. I know it's a brave take from Nick DeOrio, but if that is
the thing is like revenge porn requires intent in most of the stuff that I've read. So you need to be doing it specifically with the intent of like shaming or harassing them in some way, right? But just because the intent isn't there doesn't mean something wrong hasn't happened. And that's why I think there's this thing of like non-consensual distribution of intimate images, because it strips away the intent aspect.
I don't, like, basically, if you're sending random people stuff like this, then odds are you've been sending it to other people that are, I don't know, more relevant or more around for a long period of time. You don't just you don't start with random person.
YouTube streamer named Anna Voir. Anna would go on to become known for insisting, often tearfully, that she was actually in a long-term romantic relationship with Destiny, which Destiny denied, painting her as crazy to his audience.
Imagine if Destiny becomes 2025's Onision. I don't think you guys realize the magnitude of like, if this stuff turns out to be real. Again, we're gonna look through this. Even DGG chat is like fucking terrified at the concept of this stuff being real. This is, again, some of the worst leaks I've ever seen. It goes without saying, yeah.
So,
like, if you and I had like sexted or something or traded nude,
like, this is going to be on Hassan Piker. This is going to be on like every potential A-log stream. Everybody who hates this guy. This is like goodbye political career. Like, if this turns out to be real, yeah, it's a fucking complete disaster for him optically and just in general practice.
and you were like, I'm gonna leak your nudes, and I go, fuck you, if you leak my nudes, I'm gonna leak your nudes. Is that like blackmail, or is that like abusive? I disagree.
So do you think that leaking sexting and leaking nudes is proportional, or do you think it's a proportional response in the way that you're reacting to them?
I think it's about proportional. If you're leaking like sexual material and shit from another person, yeah, fuck it, I think it's proportional.
Destiny has also at least once admitted to
That's crazy. I'm sorry, that's fucking insane. Yeah, dude, leaking sex is the same thing as leaking fucking pictures of people's naked bodies. That's proportional.
accidentally sending
That is absolutely absurd.
made videos of him and his wife to people who his wife did not in advance approve of, in accordance with a previous agreement that he wouldn't.
Me and Melina had a conversation about, there were a few girls we talked to, it was like, oh cool, like we should record videos of like us fucking shit and send it to people, like it's fun. I kind of like have like my little archive of like Kuihman material that I'll send to people that I want to.
So much harder.
There were girls that I talked to past that I'd sent stuff of like either me.
Listen,
Nick, you need to do X on X person, or else we get monologued by Sunday in Minecraft.
I'm sorry. Thank you for the donation. It's very funny that Destiny said, Nick, you need to maximize your revenue during the Destiny segment. That's actually very funny. I'm going to leave that in the VOD.
I want to. There were girls that I talked to past that I'd sent stuff of like either me or me and Melina. And Melina talked to me and she was like, hey, if you're going to send any videos to new girls that we haven't talked about, like let me know that first. Because she wanted to be careful. And so I was like, oh, okay, sure. That was fine. I didn't think about it at the time because I didn't think it mattered. But for the first thing, like, okay, yeah, I should have like checked 100% with Melina, but like this.
Other examples of threats and sexual misconduct made by Destiny are plentiful, but the general point is this. Destiny has a very bad history when it comes to sharing intimate material of people that he is sexually involved with without their consent, and of using the threat of their release to keep people in line. If this brings a certain Diddy to mind, you are not alone.
Oh, come on, dude. Dude, what is it with people just like injecting P. Diddy into every fucking story? I mean, I don't know. I made a joke. I made a joke privately called fucking Erudite Ghislaine Maxwell. That was pretty out of fucking pocket, so I don't know if I could really complain. But dude, this reminds me of the fucking Rosanna Pansino video. Diddy is the new Hitler. Diddy is rapist Hitler.
Like with Diddy, when people speak out about Destiny's misconduct, the responses vary from silence to dismissal to outright
Are you calling him Didstiny? Chill.
threats of exposing their intimate information and media. Unlike with Diddy, these aren't just allegations. We have the receipts. In 2023, Destiny's wife Melina publicly separated from him. In response, Destiny went on stream and indicated multiple times that he was confident that Melina would not leak any
Yeah, before Sunday went postal, he sent me this clip. I'm imagining this is what's going to play next.
unsavory details about the relationship to the public because he too had compromising information on her and logs that would seriously harm Melina's reputation if they were revealed. Whereas, since his reputation around relationships was already so low, he would be effectively immune to the consequences.
Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Melina will not leak or talk shit about any of this because she knows that everything about this makes her look like a f***ing satanic demon. She knows that. She's threatened it a million times, like, I'm going to start leaking everything. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy f***, because my reputation is already zero in regards.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. Dude, my reputation's already in the toilet. I look like fucking shit already in the situation. So please, please leak. I'm happy to fight with you. Oh my God.
It's our relationship. Everybody thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit. We want to start leaking shit. We can do it.
Fast forward to November 2024. Due to the solo leaks, it has come to light that Destiny has been sharing intimate private messages, nude images, and pornographic videos with a 19-year-old OnlyFans creator called Rose, who he was sexually interested in at
Rose is coming. What an ass. Is this Bo Black's alt?
the time. Rose leaked these to a Discord and Kiwi Farms user called Solo Leaks, who may for all we know be Rose herself, who then published them to Discord and to Kiwi Farms. These leaks included intimate romantic and sexual DMs between Destiny
No, it's Rose Malay! You know what?
and Lord Southern, who Destiny had long denied being romantically involved with while she became
I can't stress this enough. The allegations and the leaks are coming from someone that is supposedly a random OnlyFans porn star that Destiny wanted to have sex with, right? Apparently that person's account got hacked, hypothetically. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was. And this contains Lauren Southern leaks, Melina stuff, and Pixie's nudes. I mean, like, again, this looks really fucking bad, man. This looks really fucking bad.
Recently present in his public personal life and on stream, despite being publicly at odds with each other politically on the surface. Destiny even once described her activism as involving, quote-unquote, drowning refugees. These DMs revealed that, in fact, Destiny and Lauren Southern had been mutually declaring their love and admiration for each other, including expressing intentions to separate from their respective partners to marry each other. All of this was happening behind the scenes, despite Destiny publicly claiming to his audience that he and Lauren were not involved, and while he was publicly accusing his wife Melina of lying and of being controlling privately when she would express displeasure about the relationship and when she requested that Destiny stop associating with Southern. Solo Leaks also published a massive dump of revenge pornography, which featured various sexual encounters with numerous men and women that Destiny had recorded and sent to Rose as part of their flirtations, which incidentally include...
Again, my point is, and I think this is basically a fair argument, if this is real, if all this stuff was non-consensual, and let's be honest here, the odds of it being non-consensual are way higher than all of these people willingly saying that they could fucking share their nudes in the goon bank to, like, hook up with other women and stuff. The odds of all those people saying that they're totally down with it are extremely low. Right? It's also extremely daring to just try this for the first time with some random porn star. He needs a really good explanation as to why this is occurring, and a really clear one, because it doesn't sound like this is a one-time thing if you're doing this to a random porn star you've just met.
References to how he recorded other people not included in the dump, including a recording of a sexual encounter with someone he met on the gay dating app Grindr with no mention of having alerted this person to the fact that they were being recorded. Note: it is a felony to record sex acts without consent in the state of Florida. So to recap, Destiny, who has a long history of threatening associates, friends, and family with public humiliation and exposure through releasing revenge pornography and intimate messages, actually did leak a tremendous quantity of compromising, sexually humiliating messages, images, and videos featuring other people to at least one person without their consent. Destiny has always been boldly willing to threaten leaking private, intimate material, such as during his separation from his wife.
And I will say, we're going to look through this tonight.
Images.
I find it fairly interesting that, like, I imagine this camp was probably trying to figure out how this was going to go for a little while. Like, I'm not accusing Dan of anything, but I thought it was very surprising to see Dan call into Tom's stream today. Like, immediately. I don't know what's going on over there. If you guys aren't familiar, Lonerbox left streaming this week, and I mean, I imagine this is partly the reason. If I have to guess here, I don't know for a matter of fact, but Lonerbox leaves the stream. Pixie puts out a statement. Lonerbox retweets it. Okay, Dan shows up on Tom's stream today. I imagine the fact that this is a little peculiar for Destiny's way of responding, and then related to all this other stuff that's been happening in the last 24 hours. This is like, it's like a code red that we're seeing here.
To retaliate against women he was slandering, like Anna, or even just for the sheer pleasure of it, as in the case of Blue Tea mentioned earlier, where the only purpose was revenge. This time, however, somehow, there is nothing. Not by Destiny, nor by anybody else. No streams, no video exposés, no tweets by any notable figures denouncing what is an obvious massive breach in ethics and consent. Nothing.
Again, by the way, I'm just making this point. It's January 20th. These leaks happened like 2 months ago, right? Or over a month and a half ago. Why wasn't this video compiled back then?
Everyone being so
why did this take until now for you to drop?
Silent about something that by all rights should be a...
I mean, it almost seems like you needed like one more piece to the puzzle before you went forward with it. I wonder what that could have been.
Massive sex and abuse scandal about one of online politics' biggest and most controversial figures. As I said at the beginning of this video, this is not just a story about a man, but about power. At the center of this scandal is a concerted effort by Destiny's friends, associates, and community to conceal and hide his wrongdoings by any and all means. This includes deleting any mentions of the leaks on Discord and Reddit, obfuscating the issue by
You should see this fucking thread. Unironically, Destiny will be making a post and statement within the next couple of hours. Until then, all posts will be removed and locked regarding the civil suit. Do not link or talk about things even in this thread. If you even suggest going somewhere in the thread, you will be nuked. Do not talk about anyone involved whatsoever. This post is from 7 hours ago. That's like fucking unreal.
Acting as if the leaks only contain private sexual behaviors and therefore aren't anyone else's business, or even offering money to the victims in exchange for their silence. Now, if one were to say that the creators around Destiny were simply remaining silent about this scandal in order to continue to capitalize on their friendship with Destiny and
Civil
have
suit,
access to his audience...
Chat, we're going all the way through. This is the beginning. We're gonna get to the end. I got everything here, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
This would be a misleading oversimplification. Some people are doing that for sure, and some people in fact are even going out of their way to run interference to protect Destiny from the consequences of his actions. But this is not a...
Again, I don't know what is Tom doing? I'm so confused. Like, what is the criticism of Turkey Tom? He covered it today. As soon as the story broke, Tom went live and covered it on his stream today.
To run interference to protect Destiny from the consequences of his actions. But this is not a story about the nefarious deeds of evil men and women, but about power. And it turns out...
He didn't say Tom did it? No, he just threw a picture of Tom up on the screen while he read it out loud. Oh, well, he didn't explicitly say Turkey Tom. It must have been a mistake. Surely that was a misclick. It fell on his timeline. He had no... Oh, it's about Tom Dark, not Turkey Tom. My apologies.
People are simply afraid. Afraid of what they have a moral right or a public sanction to say given the sensitive nature of these leaks, and afraid of the retribution of Destiny and those in his audience if they say something that angers him. A very large creator in YouTube commentary called Nicholas DeOrio, disgusted at the obvious sexual abuse and public coercion he was witnessing coming from Destiny and his defenders, and frustrated by the fact that people were beginning to lump him in with the others who were actively covering for Destiny, reached out to me directly to clarify why he was not being more vocal. He told me that, due to the sensitive nature of the material, despite being very confident about Destiny's guilt, he was very conflicted about coming forward against Destiny on behalf of the victims in this story without them voluntarily coming forward.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait just a god. Hold on, wait a minute.
First, this was for two reasons. First, Destiny has a history of persuading his victims to come to his defense during a scandal. This happened once when a creator called Mr. Girl infamously attempted to accuse Destiny of lying about his relationship with...
I need to stress this today. Xylee texted me this morning and asked, like, why I did an interview with President Sunday. Like, unironically, I had people writing me being like, why did you interview with President Sunday? Because they thought this conversation was, like, consensually recorded. Like I went out of my way. I'm like, I'm going to give the exclusive interview instead of just talking about it on stream with President fucking Sunday.
With Anne Voir. And in response, Destiny produced recent DMs between himself and Anna in which he got her to say that her own quoted claims against Destiny were false. And here it is notable that the fact that these DMs were between the alleged abuser and his victim did not seem to affect their credibility in the eyes of his audience. And second, because of Destiny's ability to use his hold over his massive...
Is he just not gonna mention that, like, I was recorded without my knowledge? Does that just never come up in this video?
Audience to deal serious reputational and financial damage to people who he feels have slighted him. Nicholas refers explicitly here to the reputational damage Destiny inflicted on another commentary YouTuber called ChudLogic when he was approached by Destiny's now ex-wife Melina to give her side of the story about the Lauren Southern.
Again, this is absolutely true. You'll hear, well, it's not absolutely true. This is my opinion, and it's true that this is my opinion. I do believe that ChudLogic got, like, totally raped in his breakup with Destiny. Because him and DK were talking about DK was talking about the Lauren Southern leaks and really pushing Destiny on it. And everyone was just saying all the Lauren Southern stuff was fake. And I believed the Lauren Southern stuff was fake. But then Melina reached out to ChudLogic and gave him a bunch of stuff. So ChudLogic, instead of just dumping all of Destiny's stuff and backstabbing him publicly, which in my opinion wouldn't even be a backstab. He fucking just didn't say anything, and he just joined the commentary community and went on with his day and lost a bunch of viewers and gained a bunch of new ones. And I didn't know any of this until recently. When I saw the Lauren Southern stuff was real, my jaw dropped because I had no fucking idea that happened to Chud. I had no clue.
Southern affair.
So, I mean, I privately told everybody I'm
Is that
completely
Medicare?
distancing myself from this guy.
Is that fucking Medicare?
Breaking news! Nick leaked my nudes that I shared with Tom and Augie, who leaked them to Boblax, who leaked them to Destiny. I'm suing DeOrio in federal OnlyFans court. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. I'm waiting for this bomb to go off, but I don't want to be the one to fucking... Again, though, but like this fucking video is presented as if I'm like a willing participant. It's crazy. But, I mean, I feel stupid. I sent Destiny, like, a message of support at the beginning of this.
Really?
Like, it's about his dick getting
man.
leaked, not about this part of it. Like, oh, it's a shame that you're dick got leaked or whatever, which I guess is still valid.
I didn't realize how bad it was initially. I thought the big thing was the Lauren Southern leaks. I thought, oh, he's got sex tapes. Okay, surprise, surprise.
Well, in the back of my head, I was thinking, why would all these people consent to their fucking nudes being exchanged?
Well, the answer
why
is they
would that
wouldn't.
even happen? They would absolutely not. They absolutely wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I haven't really been able to talk about this with anybody because I'm at like a fucking. It's a huge risk to even discuss it. Because this guy's got such a chokehold over his community. But I legitimately think if it ever comes up, I absolutely think that's career ending. And I don't think that could be defended. And if it can be defended by his community, it would fucking completely destroy. I mean, yeah, his reputation's in the toilet. It could be lower. Hey, Future Nick here. I just want to clear up something just because I want it on record. And I don't think that this stream conveyed my position super well. I mentioned that, yeah, I'm like afraid of coming forward with certain parts of the story. And the reason for that is for credibility purposes, because I'm a third-hand source or a fourth-hand source, technically. Hold on, there's a person who's telling a person who's telling a person who's telling Chud Logic who's telling me. So yeah, obviously I'm not like a first-hand accounted witness like Erudite or Dan. And I also don't have the evidence like President Sunday. I have one singular screenshot where this guy had the entire thing in front of him. I shouldn't have talked to Sunday, obviously, but I learned more from Sunday than I knew when I started the conversation. So I don't have my I's dotted or my T's crossed. This is a massive allegation. The words like revenge porn are being thrown around. And ultimately, I'm concerned about just doing the right thing. Simultaneously, there's also a victim that doesn't want to come forward. Right? So there are so many different ways that this situation could be not what it appears, at least from where I was sitting in like the first week of January after this live stream we did on New Year's. But my reservations were never that Destiny could put some kind of chokehold over my channel or damage me financially. My association with Destiny was a single January 6th live stream that was planned that we did together. That wasn't even a particularly high viewership stream for me. I think I had like 2 other conversations with him that turned into zero content for my channel. He did an interview for me a couple of years ago that ultimately never came out in a scrapped Hassan Piker video. I have basically no crossover with DGG audience. I don't have like a large like private friendship with the guy either. My finances are not tied to Destiny. I could never talk to Destiny again and it wouldn't impact my career in any such way. And Destiny could attack me publicly, and it likely wouldn't really impact my own audience's perception of me. I think this is different for people like Turkey Tom, who are significantly closer, or people like Chud Logic, who grew off of Destiny. But for me, in particular, that's not really my worry. It's never really been. But unless I get something factually incorrect about the story, there's literally nothing Destiny can do to me. And I'm far more concerned with my credibility as a content creator than I am with being bullied by larger YouTubers, I guess. I don't know. There's a stark difference in what I, as a YouTuber with a platform, can say in comparison to like a Kiwi farmer or just a regular chat viewer. Because if those guys get something wrong, or if they make a massive mistake, there's little to no, like nothing will happen to them. They have nothing to lose. Whereas simultaneously, I have to be very careful with stories like this. And I always try to be, but that doesn't mean I'm perfect. But there's a reason why drama YouTubers typically last less than a year, and I've been here for 7 of them. This is how I've always operated. This is how I will continue to operate. Bias or no bias, this is how I'm comfortable reporting stories when all the facts are in front of me. Now, a lot of people are coming up to me saying stuff like, well, Nicholas, you've leaked conversations in the past. How could you be mad about this? First of all, I'm not mad that he recorded me. I recorded him, just to be clear. Okay, so that's not an issue. I have no problem with the fact that he recorded me. The issue I have is presenting this now as if this is my public facing opinion. Like, you needed credibility for your video. You needed something in your video that pushed it, I guess, to the next fucking, I guess, like, yeah, you needed more credibility in your video, so you came to me, and well, I came to you. I called you, and you recorded me, and you put it in your fucking video. And you acted like I gave you this interview.
Well, it could be. It's also it's in the toilet with people who care to know.
Yeah, no, I think this is a viral everyone's story. Video like, why did I say I fear something? I'll explain it. We're gonna watch the actual leaked call. I don't think anyone's shown it on stream yet. But I mean, it's really all there. Community-wide story. If this cover-up ever comes out,
what specifically would have to happen to trigger some kind of determinate position on this in public for you?
I mean, I'll be super candid about it. You would need to talk.
Yeah, would you have to talk publicly, or do you just have to see it?
No, I think I've already seen it. I think she needs to talk. Just to be clear, we're covering this tonight. And Pixie has gone public today. Just to be clear, I did exactly what I said. Pixie is public, so now we're covering it. Talk publicly because if anything, if it comes down to it and Destiny convinces her privately to take that other... Look what happened with Chud Logic and Lauren Southern. He had Melina coming to him and telling him these things directly. Why? And he was put in a position where he can either eat shit and be hated by that community and lose a huge percentage of his audience, to the point where I had to pick up the other half of the slack and like help him out. Just to be clear, I would have never admitted that if this was a public conversation. That was not for public consumption. I didn't want to take credit for anything Chud related, right? To keep him. I wouldn't have said that in a public facing interview. Or I really like you. He could just leak those messages and be justified immediately, and it would start like a huge conflict. And he did, I guess, he did the right thing by loyalty, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have the person, then it's you fighting on behalf of somebody else. And I've seen this go down so many times with content creators where if they don't have the support of the actual victim in the situation, you're fighting a losing battle from day one.
So principally, your concern is that you're going to take a pretty big financial / audience hit if you were to do this.
I think this whole argumentation is retarded. There is no time where it makes sense to go and defend a victim who isn't publicly defending themselves or expressing that they want this story told to the public. At any moment, that girl could have been paid a sum of money, or she could have come to an agreement, and she could have just tweeted, hey, I don't know why you're covering this. This was actually all consensual. I said that Destiny could share this. And then, like, that's just my ass on the line. If she's not interested in protecting herself, I'm not telling her story on her behalf. She needs to publish that shit first every single time. It's as much a self-preservation thing as it's just like a general doing the right thing. I think there's a genuine risk. I'm sorry, would you put it past Destiny? Have you seen the way that these Destiny dramas go? That I'm gonna get left out to dry here. Because if she doesn't say anything... This guy shows back up with a fucking Google document, convinces people everything.
Who is Bunty King?
You're not expecting a twist? Anything, or even worse, if she comes out and says it's not true, then I'm fucked. Yeah.
A lot of people who would otherwise potentially be ready to support the victims of Destiny's systemic abuse of female and male...
Support the victims, bro! You don't give a fuck about the victims. And that's my opinion, of course. He obviously disagrees. But I mean, don't sit here and pretend this is, oh, I need to do this for the victims. I need to do this for the victims.
Colleagues are stuck between wanting to call foul on some truly reprehensible behavior and the realization that if they did, there are so many ways to spin them as the villains through Destiny's further manipulation of the victims and of his massive following. Two particularly aggressive defenders of Destiny have been Not So Erudite and Dan Saltman, who are both colleagues and close members of his inner circle. Both have gone out of their way either to dissuade attempts to bring up the issue of Destiny's non-consensual sharing of intimate material of other people publicly, or to directly discourage his victims from speaking out.
So, to be clear, one Erudite screenshot is what I got. I got it about 3 days after the New Year's stream. So we discussed this briefly on the New Year's stream, and I had heard there were rumors going through the community about some of the stuff that was going on. On the 2nd of January, I received one screenshot from Erudite supposedly talking to Pixie. I'll show it later, but it was talking about, like, I want this to be the most expensive mistake of Steven's life, implying that Erudite knew about it, implying that this actually did happen. And at that point, this became more than just a rumor, but it obviously isn't something actionable. You can't run a story like that off of one singular DM.
Or taking legal action. A major consequence of Destiny's silence and the silence of the people around him on this issue is that all of the negative consequences for these leaks have been borne by the victims, who are still being publicly shamed and harassed as I speak. However, faux concern for their well-being and their wishes to remain as anonymous and...
Wait, oh my god, dude. I don't want to fucking sit here and fucking bitch about this video the whole time, because again, in context, it's not that bad, but what did he just say?
However, faux concern for their well-being and their wishes to remain as anonymous and private as possible has been used to shut down any discussion where Destiny might be held responsible for endangering them.
It's faux concern, therefore I'm gonna launch this without her consent. That's the alternative is just, it's so fucking crazy to me.
First place. The perverse result is that Destiny's crimes against these people are effectively being weaponized as their own defense against others who would call him out for them. For example, when one community member, known as Fairy Queen, questioned Not So Erudite's continued association with Destiny, given the revelation that he had been sharing porn of people he streams with without their consent, and given Not So Erudite's own avowals of being a mental health expert and a feminist, Not So Erudite claimed that she was in communication with the victims behind the scenes and that they didn't want any additional attention. And so,
hey, FQ, I get that you're mad at me, and that's fair. We've got our differences, but I wanted to ask you things about people involved in the leaks. I've been talking to them, and they really want a little attention, as little attention on this as possible. Your comment is confirming that it's them, which they're denying, and drawing more attention to it. For that's their sake, I'd appreciate it if you consider removing that part of your comment.
So therefore, Not So Erudite was actually doing the moral thing by not holding Destiny accountable for victimizing them in the first place, and for personally continuing to profit from the reputation of Destiny by whom she was employed. When pressed on this, Not So Erudite promptly terminated the conversation. But it turns out that Not So Erudite was telling the truth when she said she was communicating on behalf of the victims, because as it turns out, she was from very early on the primary middleman negotiating the price of their silence.
Nicholas DeOrio?
Enter Pixie. Pixie is a tiny streamer who, like Destiny's wife Melina, was visually identifiable in the leaks. Pixie had been working closely with Destiny since she turned 20 years old in 2019, and in addition to appearing on stream together regularly,
her whole thing, as far as I'm aware, is like, I got big, I didn't have sex with Destiny, and I got to where I am today because of that. So obviously she didn't take the leaks particularly well. I don't know how you'd take a situation like that well if her nudes were actually leaked.
Destiny also got her involved in paid positions organizing for canvassing projects, like with Progressive Victory, who he partnered with in 2024, and she would accompany him multiple times to large podcast appearances such as the Whatever podcast, which he would pay for her to be flown out to. Pixie had, for a very long time, repeatedly tried to present herself as an example of a woman who could succeed as a part of Destiny's orbit, without being a member of his oft-rumored harem of women who offer him sexual favors in exchange for exposure and stream time. In light of these leaks, that image has obviously been shattered and
Why did you lie about me sleeping with Destiny? Was there anything I said that gave you that idea? I'm not gonna lie, I'm just super pissed right now. I wanted to make a final good faith attempt to try to figure out where your head's at. Oh, I didn't mean to lie, I thought it was public. I can rewrite the record, and that's Lav, by the way. I thought you guys had a public relationship. No, I never did anything with Steven. The most he ever did was send me like I don't know what that is, like a red-faced crying, sweating emoji? I've gotten that from plenty of men and women. That's why I wanted to know who would tell you that I can confront them or get me confused with somebody else, maybe. I think maybe I have. I'm so sorry.
she has received the brunt
That's
of
the
negative
thirsty emoji?
reactions to the scandal, since people who hate Destiny and hate the politics of the people in his group are eager to laugh at the hypocrisy of one of them, even if it means joining in the mass harassment of someone who is in fact a victim of revenge porn.
What is Bunty King to you?
A person?
Who
Unfortunately,
is Bunty King?
Pixie
Nicholas
did the
DeOrio?
worst thing that someone in her position could do.
The entire situation feels like a shit show. I get and like a feeding frenzy where everybody is waiting to get a gotcha on others, all because Destiny is the world's horniest man. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, this is it's just like everyone's trying to feign being like the best guy humanly possible who gets to leak this without the girl's consent.
Rather than seek legal recourse or make a public statement denouncing the violation of her consent and dignity that these leaks represented, she seems to have ultimately chosen to try and profit from the situation by extorting Destiny. An American citizen who finds themselves a victim of revenge pornography has several valid actions they can take. Let's go over 3. First, they can seek legal recourse. In fact, there is a federal law on the books as of 2022 that allows victims of non-consensual exchanging of explicit material to be compensated up to
Don't forget, all of this is him showing nudes to one person. Okay, that's all right. You're just like perma. Holy shit, dude. What the fuck? No, you can't just distribute people's nudes without their consent. If you think that that's just okay because it's Destiny, you're a fucking loser. You're not even saying like, oh, imagine if the woman is lying. You're just like, dude, it's fine. He just sent nudes, bro. Peace. Get the fuck out of here.
$150,000, and that's even if the leaks were not necessarily done maliciously, but only with reckless disregard for the consent.
I would have accepted that, by the way, if you said, well, what if it's fake? I would have accepted that as an answer.
The victims may even have their identity concealed. Second, they may make a public statement denouncing the person who leaked the materials and violated their consent. And in fact, this can be done in conjunction with the first option I mentioned. And finally,
Nicholas DeOrio?
they can choose to do nothing. They can stay silent and hope that it all blows over. And this is their right. But Pixie did not do any of these. In an exchange that I have learned has since been circulated among the entire commentary community on YouTube and virtually everyone in Destiny's circle, Not So Erudite can be seen haggling with Pixie over the amount of money that would be appropriate for Destiny to pay her to not involve the court system or to denounce him publicly. First, Pixie uses the implicit threat of her impending suicide and a scheduled note announcing it to pressure Destiny to pay out a significant sum of money, and then later
By the way, I like the assumption that it's automatically suicide baiting.
Nicholas DeOrio?
Like, this is such a terminally online fucking take. Clearly, she's just operating under the... Clearly, she must be faking because she wants a large sum of money. As if, like, no woman would ever think, holy fuck, I'm gonna shoot myself if my parents see my naked body getting fucked by Destiny. As if that's such an insane fucking theory. We jump immediately to suicide baiting for financial gain.
Big threats of public denunciations and legal action. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, her friend Straightraid was colluding to advise Destiny to offer to help her financially as penance to stave off her threats of self-harm. A situation that would obviously...
He cares about... I mean, yeah, it's fucking crazy.
...be a reputational disaster for Destiny. Note, Straightraid has also explicitly said that she did not consider the situation serious enough to warrant a wellness check. As revealed in earlier DMs between Pixie and Destiny prior to this conversation with Not So Erudite, Pixie and her friend Straightraid had used the specter of her impending suicide to alarm Destiny enough that he would be receptive to suggestions of financial compensation. Apparently, Pixie was hopeful from the beginning that she could get as much as a $1 million...
This is, like, absolutely shocking to me. This is absolutely shocking to me. Because I talked to this guy, like, 4 days ago, and all he was talking about was how this couldn't come out because he was afraid this girl was going to top herself. This is so fucking weird to listen to, because it is, like, he just straight up... he's telling me it's not a lie, but I'm just like, this is insane.
$1 payout from Destiny, which Straightraid had to repeatedly talk her down from. The condition of this financial compensation is, of course, Pixie's continued silence. This would seem to imply that Pixie's decision to not go public is not because she is afraid of the repercussions, or else she wouldn't be threatening Destiny directly with legal action or public denunciations, but because she wants to profit personally off of extorting Destiny, who also, it must be remembered, is a victim of revenge porn. Destiny may be the one responsible for the leaker having the images in the first place, but he shared them recklessly, not maliciously. And of course, he has endured public humiliation as well for this. Destiny's close friend and podcast co-host Dan Saltman, the CEO of Redact, had also reportedly gone behind Destiny's back to advise Pixie.
I'm just completely lost. Like, wait, who is the bad person in this video? It's obvious. I guess the idea is everyone. That everyone's bad?
To make financial demands of Destiny, as well as to ask her to dissuade Destiny from taking legal...
Someone just called the video bipolar, and I agree.
...action against Kiwi Farms for hosting the leaks. Pixie has since said nothing publicly. There has been no evidence of legal proceedings being pursued, and she has seemingly ceased communications with the people she was previously working with, instead posting on X about taking the LSAT in pursuit of law school. It appears as though her attempt to extort Destiny has probably paid off. Albeit at the expense of every other person Destiny has victimized in the past and will victimize in the future.
Who is Bunchy King?
Nicholas DeOrio?
So that's the President Sunday video. Okay, so President Sunday is mad that nobody's released this stuff that he also didn't release, where he had significantly more information than almost every other party involved for an extended period of time. He took advantage of the fact that I tried to reach out to him in good faith and then released my conversation with him in his video as if it was a consensual recorded conversation, and then released a separate 30-minute cut of this where people are telling me that this is like the full call and he's released it for full transparency when it's actually half. But it's not even the full call. Again, like, I don't think that he took me out of context or made me sound horrible or anything. And we're going to listen to the whole thing. I have no problem with any of the presentation of this call. But it's just like an extremely peculiar thing that has happened here. Like, this is fucking weird.
Oh no!
But yeah, we're gonna take a look at this. I don't know if I want to go. I feel like I kind of want to go against what I said, and I want to finish the Sunday stuff. I want to talk about this stuff first and go over the background portions of this, and then I think we're gonna go into the Destiny stuff.
I am late once again. Here's some
because I am just
Shepherd's
chomping at the bit to get this out of my system. So this is the phone call. Now, backstory for this. Sunday had published a video on me, Tom, Chud Logic, going over our New Year's stream, right? So I think I have this right here that I could pull up, we went over the New Year's stream. I think we did it on the 30th
What is
of
Bunty
December.
A person?
Who is Bunty King?
Nicholas DeOrio?
Which is the one? I thought I put it this one. Yeah, so essentially on the 30th of the December, we had like a random conversation in like a 5-hour, 6-hour, 7-hour live stream playing Call of Duty about the Destiny allegations. And we heard there were rumors of stuff going on in the background, but we didn't have any concrete evidence. This is the day that I got quote unquote concrete evidence. It's the first Kyla message that's not so erudite. That was on 1/2/25 and was ultimately shared with the guys after that. Just for full transparency, I reached out to President Sunday to try to like explain this to him and explain like the nature of the conversation and explain why people are like reluctant to go forward without the victim's consent. And he obliged, thanked me for it, and ultimately published it to boost his video's views.
Sorry, apologies. Still getting earphones in.
No problem. So you tell me if you have any issues with the takes of this video.
All right. Damn, you're very quiet. Let me turn you up.
Oh, is that on my end or?
It's I can't tell. Discord's a shit show.
Yeah. They shouldn't let everybody manage their own audio and then manage everyone else's audio. And then, I don't know, it's a fucking
The worst thing has
show.
been is I spent a lot of time
And by the way, what was the title of this? Nicholas DeOrio opens up about the Destiny
and
leaks.
like making sure that my audio on stream is fine and like tweaking
I can't stress it out. I've had so many people message me saying, like, why did you do this interview?
with Discord. It's nonstop, but it comes out on the other end just it's like I'm talking into a potato. It's terrible.
So I wanted to talk to you about some of this Destiny stuff
Yeah.
because, and I can't really say too much because I don't want to be, this is a very strenuous situation. I don't like covering things when I already know all the answers because then when I speculate, I'm lying. That's a huge thing for me. So with certain subjects, I just don't touch them because when I think I've got too much information. So essentially what that means is if I know way too much shit about something in private, I can't get on stream and go, hey guys, what do you think this might be? This is my theory. Because if I give you a theory, I'm either going to lie to you or I'm going to tell you what happened. I can't pre-watch YouTube drama. So it's got to either come out or not come out. And if I can't leak it, I can't cover it. And there's not really an unbiased way to cover it. I'm just kind of waiting in the wings for things to happen. Okay. So with Destiny, it's weird because this is one of those where it's like we're talking about potential non-consensual. I don't want to say revenge porn because they're going to argue 50 different fucking definitions.
It's objectively. I'm just going to stop. It's objectively not revenge porn.
Yeah.
Like that's not the issue. People saying that are as stupid as people saying it's about him being gay.
I view it in a similar manner, not in a malicious sense, but more like non-consensual releasing of private sexual material. Wait, I'm sorry. Didn't he call it revenge? Did I miss something? Chat. Didn't? Wait, I'm actually fucking confused. Did he? I thought he literally referred to it as revenge porn. By the way, he released this cut of the call. I didn't release this. It's probably the better way of saying it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure personally that that's true. So I think that should be. I think that's genuinely enough if it ever like bubbles to the surface to probably destroy him publicly. But again,
I think that's optimistic. Or pessimistic. I don't know where you stand on that.
I think it's on the money based off the stuff that I've heard talked about.
Right.
But like the issue I have with this is there's no story unless that person is involved. And if that person's not involved and it becomes their word against any other person. He posted another video about your call literally 5 minutes ago. That's okay. He's trying to get ahead of it. But the 5,000 people here watching aren't going to go watch him first. They're going to watch me first. So I don't really care. Word. I'll get there when time is due. I will get there, but I think it's funny that he's running before I even get to tell you why it's funny. Then that's a loss 100 times out of 100, and it's like a career-ruining loss.
Right. this
know what I mean? So it's not. It's really. This is an extremely difficult plane to navigate.
Can you restate that for me?
What do you mean?
Can you say that again? I just want to see if you say it differently. Just indulge me, because there is a reason for this.
I think it's like I think it's a career-ruining loss. I think that when you when you pick a fight with Destiny and you don't have the person involved, I don't think that you can. I don't think you can make that. I saw. What is the issue with this? What is the issue with this take? Chud. I didn't know the stuff about Lauren Southern was real. Hey guys, I'm not gonna bet my career on some person who literally doesn't even want to tell their own story publicly. Sorry. Chud did. Yeah. Chud knew. Chud talked to Melina, and that changed my perspective on a lot of stuff with Destiny. So.
Okay. All right. There is of course the complicating factor. There's a couple of complicating factors, obviously, but there's the complicating factor where this other person notwithstanding, we have some degree of confidence that Melina won't ever say anything because of, you know, Destiny's threats a while back. I don't know if you caught those. Yeah, like, are you aware of that?
I didn't catch them directly, but I mean, I've downloaded all the footage for saying like anything possible about the situation.
No, I'm talking
The
about
only
Destiny. I'm not talking about Melina. I'm talking about what Destiny said.
Oh,
So
was this around the same time frame, or was this prior?
This would have been.
By the way, he's referring to the clip from his video where Destiny is talking about the like the Melina stuff, like when they were just getting divorced, saying like, "I've got nothing to lose. She can challenge me whenever she wants. I'm happy to fight it."
When the divorce was being made public.
Yeah.
So there was yeah, I can send you a clip.
Wait, isn't she like a participant in this? Didn't she always say that she had access to a lot of these girls' like images and stuff prior?
It's a possibility. It doesn't really matter.
I almost remember her saying like, "Steven showed me everything," which I guess at the time nobody took in a weird way. But if this is
given
something
the nature
he
of
does
Lord
a
Southern
lot,
stuff, like evidently not, right?
yeah. So now that's like let me go look back.
But
and see
I'm going to meet you
halfway
halfway there. Like I'm going to agree. I don't think Melina is an innocent victim in this. I think she is a victim in this, but she can be just as shitty as Destiny is. It just doesn't make any difference to me. It's like, okay, it's still bad. We know for a fact that there were other people who were victims in this who absolutely weren't doing that kind of thing themselves. I'm unaware of anything Melina's done to that level, though. I'm open to. If
I don't have anything on Melina. Melina's not. I don't know really anything about Melina outside of what's publicly available.
Yeah, the problem here, and that's what complicates this a little bit, even though it's not technically revenge porn by itself. We have the history of Destiny floating leaking nudes as a threat. That's one thing. Yep. More important to my eyes is we have, while the divorce was going down, we have him going live and saying to his audience, Melina's never going to say anything against me because we know that my reputation's already in the dirt. So if she says stuff, I'll leak stuff, and it'll be really bad for her. Paraphrasing. I can send you a clip for that. That's what really. I had issues with Destiny, like serious issues with Destiny before that. That sort of changed my perception in a pretty radical way, nonetheless. That's like, okay.
It's crazy. He has absolutely no regard for Pixie and what she wanted. No, you don't understand. He had tons of regard for Pixie. He just cut it from the fucking video.
Those Lav Epstein comparisons are a little less crazy.
Yeah. And again, I mean, I didn't take exception to the fact that he like doxed you a couple weeks ago.
You didn't take exception to that, or?
I mean, like it's like it's a. I mean,
this is like the last time.
He's done, and
This is the last time I'm being nice to anybody. They say that people tell me is retarded.
I'm kind of worried about that with them, not
between you and
me.
Between you and me, I'm not particularly afraid of that.
No, but I'm saying other people probably are.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one where it's like I don't blame people for that.
Do you think you're in danger of that?
No, I've been doxxed 100 times. I got doxxed 4 months into being on YouTube by Ethan Ralph. Destiny can't do anything to me those people didn't do.
I should have looked in advance.
Yeah, no, I've been turbo doxxed. The worst thing that happened is they finally got my cell phone after 4 years, so I had to get a new number.
Right, let me get through the fucking random doxing stuff.
Problem, it's frustrating to not be able to talk about stuff like this.
What specifically would have to happen to trigger some...
What would have to happen for Nick DeOrio to cover the allegations?
Some kind of, determinate position on this in public for you.
I mean, I'll be super candid about it. Pixie would need to talk.
Yeah, would you have to talk publicly?
What an unrealistic request from Nick DeOrio.
Publicly? Or did you just have to see it?
No, I think I've already seen it. I think she needs to talk publicly because if anything, if it comes down to it and Destiny convinces her privately to take that other... Look what happened with Chud Logic and Lauren Southern. He had Melina coming to him and telling him these things directly. And he was put in a position where he can either eat shit and be hated by that community and lose a huge percentage of his audience to the point where I had to pick up the other half of the slack and like help him out, right, to keep him afloat. Or he could just leak those messages and be justified immediately, and it would start like a huge conflict. And I guess he did the right thing by loyalty, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have the person, then it's you fighting on behalf of somebody else. And I've seen this go down so many times with content creators where if they don't have the support of the actual victim in the situation, you're fighting a losing battle from day one.
So principally your concern is that you're going to take a pretty big financial / audience hit if you were to do this.
I think there's a genuine risk that I'm going to get left out to dry here, because if she doesn't say anything, or even worse, if she comes out and says it's not true, then I'm fucked.
Again, this has been my position for the last year, more than that actually, covering basically every Minecraft allegation essentially since we restarted streaming. This is what we've been doing.
You said you've seen things. What have you seen, may I ask?
I can't go into detail about that stuff.
I don't need detail, just like what kind of things? Could I ask that?
I'd be giving away the whole thing.
There's no level of abstraction you can do?
No, I don't think so.
You're aware of who the victim is?
I don't know much about it. You're worried about the credibility hit, not financial or viewers, right? Well, unfortunately, the morality one just seems to have been cut from the VOD, but we will get there. But yeah, at this point, when we're discussing it, we're talking about like a credibility hit. Yeah, absolutely. Like career ruining incident. People will not take me seriously. I would be doing wrong by somebody. It would be my fault and I would get exposed for it. Yeah. I just know who she is. And I know she's. Or I would be right and I would get screwed. And then I would look bad anyway. And I was right the whole time. Telling people stuff, and that stuff has gotten to me.
Interesting. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Do you have any knowledge about this at all? Because if you're aware of any of the stuff, I'd be able to engage with it further. I'd have to gauge your knowledge on it because I wouldn't want to give away the fucking.
I am in the same boat as
Every time someone records my shit, it's just me being normal. Every single time. Everybody tries to expose me with leaked shit. It's always just like the most reasonable fucking take you've ever heard.
Who is
you, so
Nicholas DeOrio?
Maybe
so
that reassures you.
Do you have the DMs?
Do I have the DMs?
Yes, you have the DMs.
I'll tell you what, meet me halfway. Tell me the DMs with whom.
Why are you acting like the video he dropped was a surprise? Because he told me last night he was dropping a video with my fucking phone call. That is a surprise. That's a definition of surprise. Erudite.
What am I gonna do? I have the DMs with Erudite.
Okay, so we're on the same page, I guess, then.
You have the DMs with Steven.
No, I don't have those.
I have the DMs with Steven.
Oh, thank you for the goal. Do you know how this... tell me, how has this been resolved privately?
Vaguely.
Now, keep in mind, I don't know if you guys...
was
Was anybody watching the stream earlier in the year? Do you know this is the guy who came in to mediate the Aiko conversation where I explained to Aiko why I didn't want to release her Edwin allegations? Like... Not only did this guy mediate a conversation with an exact comparable outcome, okay, then he comes here and pulls this fucking stunt. That's why I know he's a snake.
Probably.
Yeah, he literally mediated a comparable fucking situation, told Aiko to back off, implied that I was in the right, and a couple of months later, he goes and pulls this fucking stunt.
Gave her somewhere between a few hundred to a few $1,000s.
I think it's going to be more.
You think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot more.
What makes you think so?
I don't want to say because you haven't said anything specific, so I'm not going to say anything specific. But you've been because you can totally.
What would you like me to say? What would you like me to say specifically? Dude,
Sunday's in spicy chat right now. Bro, he knows he's about to get fucking raped. This is insane, dude. Just let me finish the segment. Holy fuck, dude. What is going on? Can you just wait like 15 minutes to become the raped? I think Nick might be a weasel trying to play it safe. Dude, holy fuck. This guy's in spicy chat crying right now. Just let me get to the fucking crescendo. I might hold on, pause. So if the messages have gotten to you and they've gotten to me, all my friends agree with me. This is going fantastic. Go look on Twitter, dude. Go look at fucking Pixie. She hates you. They all hate you. They all hate Destiny.
Oh, no.
I'm the only one who looks good.
Speaking
How have they not gotten public?
Microphone
That's what I'm curious about.
Nicholas.
How has nobody wanted to touch this?
Well, it might speak to the sources being very minimal. Like they may have just gone to very few people.
Yeah, that was one of my concerns. Or the messages could be potentially faked. That's another one of them.
You think so?
Yeah, they could be. I mean, I don't have scrolling messages. I just have a DM from somebody. But I have her. Like, I mean, she reacted in fucking spicy chat, so I know she was freaked out. I know that's real. She went into spicy chat and said she was losing her fucking mind because they were talking about it. Apparently, wait, I'm being told from Smaggle now that the next thing he went and dropped was the call where he informed me he'd be releasing my leaked audio. I guess he thought that was like a defense. Hey guys, I just wanted to drop just a heads up, Nick. I'll be releasing the audio for your call.
Here's something. It stands to reason.
Actually, I can prove. He really doesn't want me to play this audio, doesn't he? I can prove how much you know. So if I say, I'm going to say the beginning of a sentence. I'm sorry, I'm not changing course. We're going full speed ahead. Sentence. Can you fill in the blank?
Probably not from memory, but I'll give it my best.
I'll try to pick a notable one.
All right.
I want this to be the most. Did I not ask you nice enough?
Financially painful, emotionally painful, something like that.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
Not good enough, Mr. Sunday.
Give me a second. Give me a moment. I'll just look at.
So what you're hearing right here, I'm going to zoom ahead a little bit. It's literally just me trying to vet the fact that he knows what he says he knows. So I read one portion of the one singular message I had, and I waited for him to read the next part. So he's just going to try to find the message in the 6. It takes him like an absurd amount of time to read 6 messages.
Sure.
Almost.
Once.
End of the previous messages. Is this what you feel you need? I help him
Imagine
imagine more. If you have.
Oh, sorry. The one before that is this what you feel you need? It's a mistake.
Okay, so he passes the test. We can continue talking. We have the same stuff.
Yeah.
Then I can candidly. He was trying to trick you. No, he wasn't.
A person?
He had the messages.
Bunty King?
Nicholas DeOrio?
People are saying I leaked all this shit. Bro, I had one message. This guy had everything I had, times 6, plus messages with Destiny. This guy had the whole thing. I learned more from this conversation with President Sunday than he got from me. I think that the rumor I've heard, I have no evidence for this, but the rumor I've heard is that he's going to pay for her law school.
Interesting.
Did I not ask you?
And if that's the case, that's way more than a couple hundred or a couple thousand.
That would be, yeah.
Oh, no.
That's where we're entering, like, Epstein conspiracy. This is like some crazy fucking this is insane if that's the case.
It is.
So I mean, I privately told everybody I'm completely distancing myself from this guy, waiting for this bomb to go off. But I don't want to be the one to fucking light it because I don't know. So then he heard that and he goes, "All right, so I'm going to use Nick DeOrio's voice to push this allegation forward." You know, he expressed the one thing that he didn't want was his voice being the one that's delivering it. So anyways, I'm going to use him to try to get this thing done. I can't verify these messages myself. B, I don't have Pixie in my corner, and if Pixie does what Melina did and give Chud a bunch of shit and then doesn't open her mouth, then it's career ending for me. Fuck me. I'm screwed. Right? So that's why I'm personally not engaging with it. But I mean, I feel stupid. I sent Destiny like a message of support at the beginning of this, like about his dick getting leaked, not about this part of it. Like, oh, it's a shame that your fucking dick got leaked or whatever, which I guess is still valid.
I didn't realize how bad it was initially. I thought the big thing was the Lauren Southern leaks. I thought, oh, he's got sex tapes. Okay, surprise.
Well, in the back of my head, I was thinking, why would all these people consent to their fucking nudes being exchanged?
Well, the answer
why
is
would
they
that
wouldn't.
even happen? They would absolutely not. Nick's self-preservation skills are unmatched. Well, yeah, I didn't even know I was being recorded, and I still got the best clip. Absolutely wouldn't. Yeah. And it's like, and I haven't really been able to talk about this with anybody because I'm at like a fucking. It's a huge risk to even discuss it. Because this guy's got such a chokehold over his community. But I legitimately think if it ever comes up, everyone is so unlikable, I assure you, they're going to get a lot more unlikable in about 20 minutes. Just wait. But he's paid a large sum of money to silence a woman after he leaked her fucking naked pictures to try to hook up with a random fucking e-woman.
Yeah.
I absolutely think that's career ending, and I don't think that could be defended. And if it can be defended by his community, it would fucking completely destroy. I mean, yeah, his reputation's in the toilet. It could be lower.
It could be. It's also it's in the toilet with people who care to know.
Yeah. No, I think this is a viral everyone story. Video like community-wide story if this cover-up ever comes out.
Can I ask you who the Can I ask you if the sources you have for this were multiple or singular? Was it one person? Singular. Yeah,
I've been kept in the loop by one person. I don't even know. This is all right. So this is totally my fucking mistake. I'm explaining this and I accidentally blurred out that my source was Chud Logic. So unfortunately, Chud has already privately accepted my apology, but that was my biggest L in the situation as I stumbled over it, and I accidentally revealed that Chud was my source.
Interesting. It's very interesting.
And I've been passing... I will concede that. I kind of did fuck over Chud. Everything I know to Tom, because I need Tom to be aware of this stuff.
What is Bunty King?
How long has he known?
A person?
Who is Bunty King?
Nicholas
since
DeOrio?
He's tried to stop talking about Destiny publicly. He's kind of taking the same...
Since that video. So before the Chud talk, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
We don't want to give anything away, like, at all. And again, the Chud talk that he's referencing, we knew that there were rumors in the community, but nobody had actionable stuff, as far as I'm aware. Like, that's the point. I don't want to... Because I didn't start receiving messages until 3 days after that stream. Give the fucking... And again, it's not actionable. It's just a fucking screenshot. The boat away here. I have no interest... I didn't want to talk about it at all. And we were all kind of caught off guard that it happened. I think I literally agreed that we weren't going to fucking talk about it on the stream. So I made a huge mistake by making a joke about it. Because again, anything that I say on there, it has to just be lying at this point if I don't want to just tell everybody what I know. Because I know the answers before I write the question. So it feels extremely fucking slimy and I hate doing that stuff. But they weren't rumors. The Blue Tea drama was 10 years old. Bro, I learned about the Blue Tea drama today when I was watching Turkey Tom's stream. Retard. I'm talking about the Pixie drama. I can't be the one to... This reminds me of the Ico stuff with Edwin.
No, I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm hearing what you're saying.
I don't want to publish the Edwin shit on behalf of somebody else. That's somebody else's research. This is somebody else's fucking screenshots. Sunday said he told you he's using the video. Yes, he called me last night and told me I will be releasing a video tomorrow morning. And it has you in it. Dude, thank you so much for the heads up. It gave me just enough time to write a post on my private Twitter warning my audience that I'm going to be in a video fucking tomorrow.
This is somebody else's story. And if these people don't...
What am I supposed to say? No, you can't do that? He's already recorded me.
Step up. I can't help them. I would absolutely cover this if this stuff was published by Pixie or by somebody who has Pixie's consent to release it. Oh, absolutely.
You keep claiming you didn't know? I didn't know. The call wasn't recorded with my consent. That's not a lie.
One stream subject.
Right, one, huh?
Right? I don't see a way to move forward with it without that.
Okay. That is very interesting, though. I'm very curious as to how you have this. Then, I'm very curious as to how it's gone that far.
I'm very curious too.
So, if you had to describe the person who sent it to you, not specifics, is this like just as an example? Because there's like lots of these types, right? Is this like
I'm not going to tell you who sent it to me, but I'll say that
I'm not going to tell you who sent it to me, but I'm going to immediately accidentally leak that it's Chud Logic.
Most of my inner circle has it.
Really?
So I've shared it with like Augie. I've talked about it with Chud. So we're aware.
Augie's been talking about how much he wanted this story to be public. I'm shocked that he's not streaming today. It's probably the biggest surprise to me out of this whole drama is that Augie's not live.
So Chud is aware?
Yes.
Okay.
Keep in mind, me, Chud, and Tom had talked about it privately before that call.
Interesting. What was the logic?
Oh. What do you mean?
Why would you talk about that before that call? The call seems like it's inconvenient for you guys.
How does he sound so smug?
That we did on a
I don't think that's intentional. I think that's just President Sunday.
Who is Bunty King?
President Sunday always sounds smug.
Our live stream that I wish we didn't talk about it at all. We talked about it as more of like a...
Just to be clear, you didn't premeditate that conversation. You just talked about this.
No, we spoke about Destiny. And I don't think we had all of the stuff that we had. I think I've gotten stuff since then on that stream. But I think we had a general understanding.
And again, if you want, go ask Beckett. Beckett claims, I think, in the call that he had to literally beg President Sunday to even notify me that he was releasing the video he'd already recorded.
Dan, it's really been a fucking drip feed of information. I found out about...
He didn't fucking notify me out of the goodness of his heart, okay? He got fucking told to. I guarantee Beckett would have called me if he didn't.
The fact that it was non-consensual fairly early on, and then, oh, fuck, I hope that's not the case. And I go, well, we'll see. And then it became like, I've heard rumors that Kyla is like the enforcer who's trying to talk her down from taking a better deal. And I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. And then I saw one set of messages. Chud hasn't... Oh, fuck. Well, Chud hasn't given me the rest of the messages. I only have one text message. A DM. Yeah, this is text. Yeah, text message. I have one text message. And he has the rest, and he's never shared them with me.
Okay.
So I don't know how he got it. I imagine it's not from Pixie. I imagine Pixie's told somebody who's handed it to him.
She must have told a few people.
And if Pixie's getting a deal, I don't know why this got to me at all. Because why the fuck would you want the drama channels to know if she's getting paid out? Again, none of this. There's stuff here I obviously don't know.
Yeah.
Right. That handouts to the situation, but
right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope this makes more sense as to why
it makes a lot of...
Bro, you accidentally leaked that Chud was your source, but he accidentally leaked that Roblox was an address. All is right in the world. I guess me and Chud are now even, yeah.
Sense.
I told President Sunday that if he just let me put out a little bit more of the call, we'd be even, but I guess he doesn't fight fair.
Yeah, again, thank you.
Unfortunately, like me and Chud Logic, we could be fair. We could be fair and fair, you know.
Particular reason to
President Sunday does not fight fair.
That the DMs are real.
I mean, I think they're real too. It's just not me thinking something isn't enough to publish it. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Okay.
This just makes too much sense for it to not be real. I wouldn't stake my career on it, but
can you give a similar description of the source for the law school claim?
Yeah, same.
What is Bunty King?
Same source.
Person?
Who is Bunty King?
Nicholas
DeOrio? Is this someone who's like who knows shit, or is this just like some guy?
I mean, they claim to have a source. I don't really ask where it comes from because again, I'm not running the story.
Okay, so you don't know who this person is.
So no. It's more of like a hey, this is going to happen thing right now, and if you hear anything that's more concrete, we can move forward with it. But that's the assumption. I'm warning Tom as a courtesy because I'm friends with Tom.
I understand. Would you be willing to share that with me?
What?
The anonymous tip you got.
Unfortunately, it was verbal.
What is Bunty King to you?
It was verbal.
A person?
Interesting. Was that DC or?
Yeah, we're talking in a call about it. But
okay, was this like a group call? Or
so this is full disclosure. This is what we knew about the Destiny stuff.
Private call.
Private.
Okay. Where was this guy from? Can you tell me that?
I got it from Chud.
Got it from Chud. Okay, so Chud. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I probably could have just not said that and just forgot that I already told them it was Chud, and he probably wouldn't have realized it. I don't think it clicked when I said it.
All right.
Like the first time.
I can't tell if I'm being exposed or if this is helpful for you, or both.
It could be both. No, but in all seriousness,
Aha!
I genuinely appreciate you.
I'm just trying to do the right thing here, and I'm trying to make sure. Like, I don't want to. I'm not trying to be a total fucking douchebag about this publicly.
That was my mistake. I should have just been a douchebag to begin with.
Totally understand. I feel like I'm like sweeping up for it, but I like have actual shit to fear about this.
Right, and to be clear, like, I understand it. I understand it completely, and I am also, I am aware from the tenor of
I don't respect you.
these DMs.
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
What it very much strongly looks like Pixie was angling for with these.
Well, I think she's throwing a little blackmail out there for sure.
I think that is an intuition. It's an inference.
Is this bigger than Mama Max? No, Mama Max was successful.
Could make.
That's the thing is though, but that's the thing. And if I
maybe the Destiny part of it, but it wouldn't be comparable.
Cover this publicly. I'm weighing the pros and cons of it. Do you think that it's worse that she's blackmailing or extorting for more money, or do you think it's worse that Destiny's willing to pay her off to dead the story? That's a legitimate conversation that me and my audience would have to come to.
Neither. Here's how I would view it. Okay. There's a hierarchy of bad things.
The hierarchy of power in the autistic cinematic universe is about to change.
Sorry. Let me take calls quickly. And the one bad thing triggered another bad turn, and if that ever made it public, it might trigger another bad turn in reply. That might take the form of, because he's a very vindictive person.
Yeah.
It might take the form of just withholding money.
A person?
It might take the form of attempting to take legal action for blackmail.
Yep.
But no matter what goes down, the bad thing Pixie did will not be paid attention to. The bad thing Destiny did will be very bright. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it reminds me of the Mizkif stuff where it's like all this stuff happened to Adriana Lee, but all people are talking about right now is
Adriana Lee, blah blah blah. There's like a thing about Mutahar in here too. I don't know if it made the cut.
Popular in that sector of the
he said like you need somebody big, and I go, well, unfortunately we've just stopped being friends with Mutahar, so I don't really have a big YouTuber to ask at this point.
The internet without fucking Destiny, which obviously came to a screeching halt when people from fucking Kiwi Farms ID'd who she was. Right. So it doesn't feel she can come back, which I don't. To be honest, this is probably a good thing. In disguise,
she was never really there to begin with.
She was never gonna have a successful career.
Yeah.
So her walking away with a big fucking hush money settlement here is probably best case scenario for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably realizes that to some capacity.
Bad case scenario for everybody else though, who this continues to happen to, because this will happen again.
Well, that's the thing is that she's not the only girl whose nudes got leaked.
Yeah.
Or guy. But that creates a huge discourse, and you have to also take into account that even though the extortion could have occurred with this one particular person, if this story does blow up, we're going to hear a lot more names from people.
That's true.
Guaranteed. Those people are going to talk about it. And
it's just like insane. He just put up an entire fucking post of stuff where I have entirely good intentions with this story. It's just so fucking crazy that I'm getting painted as the bad guy.
I hate to give Mr. Girl a W, but he described Destiny as like a fucking sex or whatever.
He did, but I don't think he got a W for that. I think what he actually
I don't think he got the W. I think he took it way too far, but I think people are going to start to reflect back on that and steal bits and pieces of his talking points and use them effectively.
Maybe. I think the problem with Mr. Girl is that he tried to make himself into a victim, and he made the whole thing just easily sweepable. It's like,
oh, he's not going to get credit for it, but they are going to look at his document, and they're going to drag some talking points out there that are usable.
There is an interesting development from this conversation, though, which I want to point out.
Who is
Chud knows this, you know this, and I know this, and it is a wonder that it hasn't been made public yet.
Yes.
Okay. This is
I don't think Chud's going to make this mistake the second time.
This is effectively swirling around, right?
Yep.
This is in the public sphere. So.
Well, we need to see what happens. I don't know for a matter of fact if she's taken the money, and if she's taken the money, then that's it. She's not going to. I'm sorry, that's it. I'll tell you what I told Chud.
Okay.
If she takes the money, we'll hear about it in 2 years. If she doesn't take the money, we'll hear about it in a month. That was my stance, because this is never going. She can take all the money she wants or whatever. Every drama YouTuber, not every drama, but most drama YouTubers know about this, and I would not put it past her to take the money and come back. Later.
Are you guys ready?
I think it'll inevitably come out.
So you've heard the call. We got about 4 minutes left.
It's literally just I showed it to Augie, I showed it to Tom, and Chud told me. So yeah,
everybody was in
my core sector
call.
knows. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why Augie's been fucking chewing. He's like a fucking dog, a rabid animal. He just
okay. I totally fucked over Augie here too. Perfect.
Fucking waiting. He's been preying on this forever.
Okay.
So he's extremely excited to talk about it. But again, he's in the same position as me. Dude, you have to handle these things tactically. Because if you don't handle,
apparently Augie liked that comment.
Them tactically, you're leaving yourself open for like a massive thing. And Destiny is not somebody who you can just swing at. That is the worst possible person to go and like unless you have everything I's dotted, T's crossed, there's no way to go after it.
Well, Destiny gets rage boners when he gets called out on social media. I literally think this guy gets fucking off on the fact that, like, it looks like it's 1,000,000 to 1 odds that he's going to survive the current conflict. I think Destiny is the worst person to be fighting with when you're underprepared. I think it's 100% true.
Yeah.
But we're not helping him. Nobody's sticking our necks out to help him.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I noticed Lonerbox even said something yesterday.
Well, I mean, you know why Lonerbox said that, right?
Well, he's been talking about on Kiwi Farms recently.
Oh, you don't know.
What happened?
He's dating Pixie.
Oh, I knew about that. I've known about that for a while.
He's got a controversy fetish. Yeah, Destiny doesn't have the lol cow gene, but he kind of checks some boxes.
And my question to Chud was, well, did he know?
As far as I'm concerned, I think that I've since found out, I think in her post, didn't she say that, like, she was 19, so it's before the loner box stuff, so this is not going to be it. This is not going to end up being true. But it was a theory, a game theory.
And I don't have an answer for that question, but I imagine Destiny's friend who went to Israel, as far as I understand, he's completely pulled away from Destiny 2.
And obviously, around that point, he also left streaming.
Well, I mean, it's
Who's dating Pixie? Lonerbox.
a career disaster. Hey, here's a question for you. Do you know if people like Josiah and Pisco know?
I don't know them
I don't know who fucking Josiah is.
personally, so I don't know.
Okay.
He sounds religious.
Can you do me a favor?
And I haven't told my
What is Bunty King to you?
I don't like using the term orbiters,
Who
but
is
I haven't told
Bunty
all
King?
them yet either.
Nicholas
Okay.
DeOrio.
So this is like a you, Chud, Augie, Tom thing.
No, I thought there was a reasonable chance that you knew, and I figured I would fill in those blanks because
I ask why?
don't want you to think I'm a total scumbag.
No, I appreciate that. Can I ask why?
You were fair to me with the ICO thing, and you're around this community enough.
Dude, like, I can't believe he included
Total
this.
scumbag.
No, I appreciate
Chance that you knew, and I figured I would fill in those blanks because
I ask why?
don't want you to think I'm a total scumbag.
No, I appreciate that. Can I ask why?
No wonder people are sympathetic. This is so sad.
You were fair to me with the ICO thing, and you're around this community enough, and it probably clicked that you knew more because I didn't think you'd talk about it if you didn't know about it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now, notice as soon as I ask this question, abruptly the call just ends. Wait.
Well, lots to think about. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you let Chud know that we talked and what we talked about, just so I can talk to him and there's not like a wall there?
Sure.
I appreciate it. Okay.
I can't guarantee that he'll want to talk, but I can definitely tell him that we spoke and that you had the screen.
I think he did. I think I set this call up, but I think it happened. So I guess there's more content on the horizon.
Shots. Oh, you have more screenshots even than I have. So.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about do we have like a admission from Steven? Is that a thing that we do have?
Do we have an admission from Steven, chat?
Give me a moment. Let me see.
You don't have to send anything to me.
Oh, I'm just reviewing.
Because that would be an interesting thing to report back. Potentially.
Forgot how bad these were.
Uh-oh. Where's the audio?
I would struggle to read these and not see them as a de facto admission.
Okay.
By the tenor of the conversation. But to put this into perspective.
Well, I just want to, I guess to leave off, I think on the...
Oh, that was a weird cut right there. It's almost like there was a whole different conversation that occurred right between those 2 points.
day that this stuff does break, you're going to have reinforcements, but you probably won't until that point.
I don't respect.
Unless something...
I offered to help. On top of this, I offered to help, and then it cuts out. I wonder what was there. So now I noticed something, and this is weird. These guys, I care about the victims. I care about the victims. I'm looking at Beckett's video, and listen, I'm friends with Beckett, right? I have no problems with Beckett.
Make up or repent.
Look
for
at
his
Beckett's
actions.
video.
Timeline-wise, Pixie had already spoken to Destiny.
Why are all these messages blurred out from Pixie? I mean, we're leaking the fact that her fucking naked body is getting fucked by Destiny online, but thank God we didn't show her suicidal DMs.
For his actions. Timeline-wise, Pixie had already...
Guys, listen, pointing out that your naked body's all over the internet, that's fine, okay? But if we share your suicidal messages, then we're bad.
...spoken to Destiny, in what was essentially a brief exchange of DMs. Pixie would also...
That's weird. Isn't that weird? So essentially what happens after this point is, you see this message right here? President Sunday reads it.
Timeline-wise.
So you got Pixie, hi Steven, the message there saying she's not handling this super well, and then Steven goes, hold up there, buddy, what's going on? What's up? And then President... How do I explain this? Is anybody here familiar with Mario Yamasaki?
Does anybody know Mario Yamasaki? Is there any UFC fans of the audience? I believe she's quoted with, "If she dies, she dies." Okay. So I find out that Pixie's not handling it very well. And this is my position. All I'm getting from this is she's really not going to want this to be public.
Both.
She wants to hurt Steven, but she doesn't want this to be known that she's done this and this is her.
Yeah.
And she desperately doesn't want her family to know. And if I cover it, there's a good chance they will find out.
Oh, 100%. Why do you think I haven't covered this at all? Like, that's my principal issue.
Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. This is his principled position. Oh, I'm so why haven't I covered? This is my principled position, guys. Yeah, Nick wasn't slightly misled in this call at all. They will find out.
Oh, 100%. Why do you think I haven't covered this at all? Like, that's my principal issue.
Yeah, that's
It's like here's the thing. Let's assume I was a psychopath, and I'm
Guys, I'm the Joker. Let's assume I was a psychopath. What would you do if you're a psychopath, Mr. Sunday?
okay.
Dude, you don't understand. He didn't publish this a month later. He didn't publish this a year later. Dude, between 4 days and saying I'm a complete psychopath if I drop this, he fucking drops it.
Okay, well, something
4 days
changed. If Pixie actually does self-harm in some way, and God forbid actually succeed in killing herself.
God, guys, if Pixie kills herself... Dude, wait, what's gonna happen, chat? What's gonna happen if Pixie dies?
Okay, well, something's changed. If Pixie...
Oh! Is that a sense of self-preservation over there that I'm hearing in your voice, Mr. Sunday? Oh, are you thinking about your situation? Seems a little...
That's not good.
That's not good.
Not good. I don't want that. That's a bad situation to be in.
Yep. Don't record me again, President Sunday. I have to release this. I'm sorry. Like, listen, I'm not mad about how I was portrayed in that video. I think it's fine. I don't think you took me out of context. But I can't just let you go around leaking my conversations and selectively picking context. What kind of precedent would that send for everybody else? Yep.
Yeah. So,
what is Bunty King to you?
there is a catch to this, which is, if anything happens, God forbid, anything at all, and it doesn't even matter if it's because of this, if anything happens to Pixie in the foreseeable future.
If anything happens to Pixie, what happens, chat?
In the foreseeable future.
It all drops.
Well, he will actually be destroyed then. That will be insurmountable.
This guy is literally fucking saliva dripping out of his mouth like, God, just kill yourself already so we can post this.
Not destroyed. He'll have his channel. He'll have his audience. But there will be no
politics.
The media company dream will.
Oh, that's the only way to kill the media company dream. Now, we're going to get back to the rest of this. I have more audio. But I do want to point this out immediately. Where is this? Let me pull this up real fast, because President Sunday immediately started leaking what is this one? Here we go. Reminder, I met Chud Logic because he wanted to go over my soy leak of the Distributist group chat. FYI, in case anyone cares, you're offended that it's been leaked, you should have been a man who called out Destiny for the sex crimes. Dude, he's so mad. He's just like rage posting in spicy chat right now. So... just like Mr. Sunday, just like Mr. Sunday, I did give President Sunday the last minute notice that I will be leaking his messages. Because apparently that's just how things go in YouTube land. You just tell people, hey, by the way, I'm going to be dumping all your shit. There's nothing you can do about it. So I did send him a little parting gift before the stream started that I would be talking about this. And he goes, well, what makes you think you were misled? And I said, well... I was going to do it after my coverage, not to distract from the principled issue. On the record, I never said anything I don't believe. I said, you went on a Joker-style rant saying, imagine if I was a psycho and dropped this anyway. And then you literally did that.
And then he goes, well, that's not true, though. You see, when you offered to call, I was actually preparing to reveal the not-so-erudite conversation because I was under the impression that it had... No, I'm sorry. You're a fucking liar. When you made that call, you thought, holy shit, I have content for my fucking YouTube channel. All right, now, whatever made you change your decision and make me post it in a positive light doesn't fucking change the fact that you were going to railroad me regardless. And no matter what I said to you in that call, you were going to fucking post it. Unfortunately for you, I sounded good in the call, so you couldn't rate me with it. But you were going to try. Come on, you were going to try. That conversation, the revelation that this material had been spread far widely that I've been informed, conversations that took place afterwards, the revised accounts of who was doing it in the background, with respect to seeking... Again, he's just like wording me to death right here. None of this matters. Then I said the topic was about her killing herself, and nothing that was added would have affected that. So then he posts this huge wall, and he's like, Nicholas...
Never mess with the John Wick of
Nicholas, she's clearly suicide baiting, as if you could possibly know that. That's not true. I reviewed the history. In light of the new information, I judged that it was not an guys, listen! President Sunday investigated the suicidal girl whose fucking parents are going to find out that her nudes are all over the internet. He has deemed this situation to be not an imminent concern. Guys, stand down. He has decided that this is not an imminent concern. We're fine. Nothing is going to happen, okay? President Sunday is on the case. I learned from the example that Pixie was looking to get $1 million from the beginning. Oh yeah, I'm sure you just found that one out too. Dude, these last 4 days have been so eye-opening for President Sunday. President Sunday, oh, you guys got to cover this story. You guys are sweeping up after the community. Oh, I can't believe you guys haven't covered the story yet. But it turns out, in the 4 days since he talked to me, he just found all the answers. He was just uninformed for a month, but these last 4 days, they've really driven home all of the arguments that he would later put in this video. It didn't change his positions after talking to me. I was misled, degrees of separation. I was under the impression that when I was talking to Straighterade to help with Pixie, her having talked to Steven and nudging him to offer financial compensation was a shock, and radically changed my perception on the dynamic. Recall Straighterade explicitly saying that she didn't consider Pixie's... It's so funny how he types. I said this to Chud, that's what he said. It's so true. Even meriting a wellness check. This was not being treated as an imminent danger, but overwhelmingly as a bargaining chip. And communication ends apparently when not so erudite assures Pixie that Steven is willing to pay a lot more than she understood, which means, by the way, that she wanted a lot of money, not a sum of money. And again, I don't give a fuck how much fucking Pixie took Steven for. If it turns out it's true, and he fucking leaked her nudes, and they went all over the internet, I don't give a shit how much she asked for. I do not care. Zero. Am I not making sense to you? Do you not agree with me? Am I making sense? I'm given to understand that Steven now claims... Who the fuck is DeLonga? Apparently DeLonga convinced Pixie to seek $1 million or something? Okay. Okay, that's great. I'm glad you figured out all this stuff for the last 4 days. So then, this was actually at the exact moment where the thing dropped. Is that Lauren Northern? I don't know who that is. Yeah, Destiny just responded. President Sunday. Yeah, can I make a suggestion? Nick, I'm sorry if I'm reading that at the moment. Sure. And then this is his barter. You want to hear his barter? This is great. Given that I've given you a clear statement explaining my reasoning. I was super clear, dude. My opinion has changed. It would be a mistake to try to cast me as simply being callous when everyone in your circle has either been disparaging victims or... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mario Yamasaki. We've been disparaging the victims? Oh, my sincerest apologies. I would never do that. If she dies, President Sunday? Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been disparaging those victims. Mario fucking rapes Yamasaki over here. He really cares about those fucking girls. And guys, apparently. When all you know, certainly, is Destiny had leaked pornographic footage of the unwell, vulnerable people he had power over. Ooh, I would just stick to the facts. Is that a threat, Mr. Sunday? Is that a threat? If you disagree with my judgment, that's fine, but I made a judgment. To accuse me of misleading you would be deceptive. You could read all of this out directly. I mean, I will. I will. If you already tried to post it, I was going to read it anyway. In fact, I encourage you to, okay? I am not saying anything else going forward. I've done everything I could do. So I said, and this is my honest fucking take, Well, Mr. Sunday, I really don't have an issue with my conduct or any of my friends' conduct thus far. The internet really doesn't seem to either. I agree that you're shedding some light on some new, I appreciate you're going to shed some light on new epiphanies you've had, but from where I've been sitting, you've been lying to me constantly for the last 5 days. You use me to get more eyes on a story, and if you'd like me to read these messages after I play a few minutes of the call, I'm happy to. That's significantly more charitable than the spot you left me in when I was forced to scramble and explain why I was in your video. My own friends thought we agreed to a conversation on the record at the time of recording, and I had to explain to them that it wasn't. So anyways, I let President Sunday know we were going to watch this, and we're going to listen to 7 minutes of President Sunday trying to fucking op me live in the call. Which, by the way, this is so fucking crazy that he just didn't include this part. All I'm getting from this is she's really not going to want this to be public. Why did Nick not release this?
Both.
She wants to hurt Steven, but she doesn't want this to be known that she's done this, and this is her.
Yeah.
And she desperately doesn't want her family to know. And if I cover it, there's a good chance they will find out.
Oh, 100%. Why do you think I haven't covered this at all? Like that's my principal issue.
Yeah, that's
here's the
issue.
thing. Let's assume I was a psychopath, and I'm not. Okay, somebody saying these things would be enough to deter me. Let's assume I was a psychopath. Let's assume I published this. Okay, well, something's changed. If Pixie actually does self-harm in some way, and God forbid actually succeed in killing herself, now this switches from Steven did something that triggered this to I did something that triggered this. Yep. That's not good. I don't want that. That's a bad situation to be in.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want a truth pill? I'll give you a truth pill. I'm the only one who gave a fuck about how the story came out. Look at all these people selling you a whole bunch of bullshit. I think it needs to be litigated, but I wanted to do it in a normal way where everybody was on board. Okay, I didn't want to rip the story from anybody against their will. I have no ulterior motives to take down any party here. I got dragged into this for no fucking reason at all whatsoever. And all I tried to do was the right thing. And it's so fucking crazy that I'm going to eat shit. I'm not eating shit for this, but I could have eaten shit for it.
So, there is a catch to this.
No, but thank you, President Sunday. I'm so glad that the least credible, smallest content creator possible made the first video on the subject. That'll really do numbers in the long term. You better hope Hassan Piker talks about this, otherwise this is fucked.
If anything happens, God forbid, anything at all, and it doesn't even matter if it's because of this, if anything happens to Pixie.
Apparently he released several videos on the subject. I was going to ask where they were, but nobody's ever heard of them.
See, in the foreseeable future.
It all drops.
Well, he will actually be destroyed then. That will be insurmountable. Not destroyed. He'll have his channel. He'll have his audience. But there will be no
politics.
The media company dream will.
He's not interested in getting fucking vindication or fucking protecting the victims. He's interested in Destiny's fucking media company no longer existing. And there's nothing he could write me in DMs that'll convince me that's not the case. And you know what? That's fine. I don't fucking care if you don't want Destiny's fucking media company to exist. If he did the shit that he did, he deserves to go down. If he did 1/5 of the stuff he's been accused of in the last 48 hours, he should fucking go down. But don't give me some fucking sob story, man, and drag me into it to fight your battle because you fucking scream from the... You're screaming. You ever see the fucking SpongeBob thing where they get stuck down in the deep thing and they have to take the bus all the way back up? That's where President Sunday lives on YouTube. Don't fucking beg me.
Not be a thing, so...
yeah, that would be awful. That would be an awful situation.
Now, there's a flip side to this.
Yeah, rock bottom.
There's a flip side to this, which is that you and all the other commentary blokes are in sort of a prisoner's dilemma right now.
Oh, I'm in a prisoner's dilemma,
which
chat.
Is, if something does happen, one of you might be the first to say something. If one of you is the first to say something, they might say they felt pressure to not say anything because of everybody else in the group, or people might wonder, like, why were you the only person to do it? You knew about this, da-da-da-da. And under those circumstances, it would be very, very, very difficult to explain in exactly the same way. And I'm wondering about this with people like Josiah as well. Like, the time span of these things is...
He's trying to coerce me to come out about it. That's what's happening here. But then he's going to walk it back.
...is not always predictable.
I don't fight your battles for you.
It would be so easy for something to blow up or for another victim to come forward. Or...
You know what the most ironic part of this whole thing is? This is a fucking story about how Destiny abused his position, okay? Allegedly, to release private information about unsuspecting parties. And to accomplish this, he recorded me, published it on fucking YouTube, acting like I gave him a fucking interview.
What is Bunty King to you? The person?
And I knowingly allowed him to record the call.
Possibly new nudes to be leaked, because that's something else too. This is one person. I would be shocked if this is the only person he leaked these to.
It's the guy. The guy is literally the second person.
Yeah, but I'm not even thinking of the nudes that we have. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of other ones.
And again, what you really need is Melina. Because Melina will concede how many fucking nudes she's seen. She's probably seen half the Twitch community's nudes. And she probably could testify that he sent this to other women.
Yeah, but the problem is Melina is selfish and stupid.
Except that she did talk about it already, and she wants to. She just needs the right incentive. The funny part of this whole thing is he hates every single one of these fucking people. He hates all of them. He doesn't have anybody's best interest. He hates Melina. He hates Pixie. He's fine if Pixie kills herself if it means Destiny doesn't have a company. Or the right situation. I do think that Melina would come... It's entirely spite-driven, which, whatever, sure. Glad you made a good video about it, but why do you gotta lie? Through, again, if this was already public, but there's no way to make it public without catastrophe.
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit there.
Basically, if this was already public, I'm confident that she would say something. But again, we're back at the fucking problem again, right? Where now it's just like, we have to keep our mouths shut, or there could be a myriad of fucking negative things that happen. This is like...
You know what you could do?
There's one solution that works here, and 100 that could potentially blow up, or even potentially harm her. What?
You know what I think you should do? Because here's what you don't want to do.
Oh, tell me what I should do, Mr.
The way
Sunday.
I see it, there's two outcomes here for you that aren't disastrous.
Oh, disastrous!
And by you, I mean a whole bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
The details, excuse me,
Voice
the details don't matter. All that matters is this.
Is that a threat? Yeah, it is.
Somebody in a position of a high level of power compared to these people.
I've just exhausted all of those.
Yes.
Mutahar would have been great for this. Unfortunately, they fucking ran him out of the community.
Oh no, you misunderstand me. Mutahar is an idiot.
He would have been good for this, though.
He would have been. Hey, good time for a comeback.
No.
But
good time for a comeback. No, he can't come back. Leave him away.
Is he toast?
No, nobody's. Everyone's kind of weirded out by him, but. It's not even about the lolly as much as it's like... Guys, sorry, we have to go on an off-tangent thing about Mutahar real quick. Just give me a second. He's just acting peculiar. And I've heard tons of stories from people who've been working with him that he's just kind of flaky. And it's concerning because I don't really understand why. And it's very out of character. He's been acting very weird recently, so if there is any sort of reunion, this is like...
You think someone's holding something over him, or...?
I mean... It could be possible. I personally think that Nux has to have dirt on him to act that weird. I'm sorry, I agree with that. It could be that he's kind of a tall tales guy too. You know those tall tales guys?
Yeah.
That could be the case as well. He could have sold them. He could be selling an image that he doesn't actually portray, and it's starting to crack a little. There's a whole bunch of things it could be. I don't know for a fact.
Okay. And anyways, where I was going with this though is. What you don't want.
Sorry, we had to go on the random Mutahar tangent. I'm sorry. We're back to the memes now. Back to the memes.
Is for one of several things to happen, like Pixie harming herself, killing herself, coming out against.
Oh, just to be that. So you don't want her to kill herself, right, Nick?
Things to happen, like Pixie harming herself, killing herself,
let's get back on
coming
track.
out against Destiny prematurely, etc., etc.
Oh, we don't want her coming out against Destiny prematurely? Again, 4 days later, we're just gonna remember what happened.
And for it to be the case that y'all knew, well, because with a lot of people behind you, like I think your concurrence have been like almost commensurate with Destiny's for the last little bit. Like we're talking like 4K.
I'm not super concerned that they find out that I've known. This is a thing where it's like, there are very justifiable reasons that I would give publicly as to why we didn't move forward with it that are comparable to reasons why I haven't discussed stuff in the past. I think my core audience, I think I'll get shit from weird communities.
Unless she kills herself.
I don't think so.
Dude, if you don't talk about it, Nick, she's gonna die!
Audience, I think I'll get shit from weird communities.
Dude, I can't believe it, bro! What does this guy have that's worse than this? If you don't talk about it, she's gonna kill herself, Nick!
I haven't discussed stuff in the past. I think my core audience, I think I'll get shit from weird communities.
Unless she kills herself.
I don't think so. I think that they would see, that as me accelerating that process. If I really
keep in mind, he just told me 30 seconds ago that if he covers it and she killed herself, he'll feel responsible. And he's like, dude, you gotta cover it. You gotta do it. If she kills herself, then you're gonna look bad.
Oh, absolutely. And I would not advise you do that at all.
Oh, by the way, I would not advise you talk about it. Do not talk about it, Nick.
I would not advise leaking any of this.
No, again, my position is that I need the victim's consent to move forward with something.
What I would advise?
I don't even have contact.
Yeah,
what I would
it's light Yagoimi on Down syndrome note.
Advise.
Holy
and you
shit.
can even frame this as like a purely homosexual thing. This would be my advice personally. This is what I would do in your position. Is I would make a very, very, very vague statement to the effect. You already did?
Somebody said Nick DGG's watching. I go, I don't know if they're gonna like what I have to say. So I would stand. I kind of feel a little bad for that, but whatever. I kind of
Well, I would.
A person.
Who is Bunty King?
He's actually thinking to himself, God, I hope she does it. Yes. Yes, he is. If there's one thing you take away from this fucking stream, it is literally that President Sunday wants Destiny with Pixie dead or alive. Okay, that's the position. Dead or alive. That is the position, chat.
Make something a little bit more widely digestible and something simple to this effect. You don't have to do this, of course. Like I'm just saying, like in my mind, this is what would screen you as like, okay, Nick's okay.
So yeah, you can go through it, drop the rest of it. It's perfectly fine with me. If you don't, maybe I will. Holy shit. So I guess President Sunday's responded. We'll go through the President Sunday response, and then we're probably going to move on to the actual allegations. I wanted to cover them first, but I was way more... I just needed to get that out of my system. I needed people to know that President Sunday... And he just happened to cut the 7 minutes where he was Mario Yamasaki saying, if she dies, she dies. I just needed the internet to know that he completely fucking misled me in the call, and then ran the video anyway.
Who is Bunty King?
Yeah.
Nicholas DeOrio.
So now we got a 6-minute call here. This is him calling me to let me know that he's gonna rape me tomorrow morning.
Imagine if you get isekai'd into DGJ. Like that's your isekai event. You get hit by...
What is isekai? When do I get in the call?
That was a good line to enter on. How you doing, Nick?
Okay, here.
As he deafens immediately. Perfect. Oh, fuck.
ask you nice enough?
Guys, I can't believe he's just giving me more. Alright, so this is when he calls me to tell me he's fucking me tomorrow morning. Thank you, President Sunday. I didn't record this one, but I appreciate you giving me the audio of it. Is this the whole call this time?
Oh, God.
Wait. I actually didn't record this one because I didn't know that he was setting me up.
Hey, buddy.
1 second.
Oh, and you get to hear me be completely stunned when I find out.
Output.
The call was 22 minutes, and this is 18, so he's cut about 2 minutes out of it.
But audio says it's coming from one place, and it's not.
The signal coming from inside the house.
And again, I thought we were helping President Sunday at this point.
I fix it. We're good. Okay, cool.
Oh.
You were coming out of my monitor. I didn't even know there was a fucking speaker on that.
I've had that happen. It's weird.
What's going on? Yeah, this looks... I don't know. This looks not great. I saw another post that came up.
So, Nick, listen. Listen, buddy. I like you. Okay?
I made him phone you.
And he leaves in the part where Beckett goes, I made him phone you. I made him do it.
Record. I made him phone you.
He did not make me phone. He did not make
me. Okay. He denies it. He denies it.
Phone you. We had a conversation. We deliberated for a long time.
Oh, we deliberated for a real long time about it.
And I also wanted on record, since you're doing that, you dickhead, but you conceded to me by the end of it. Look, We are launching 2 videos tomorrow morning.
Oh no.
And yeah, guess who's coming along for the ride?
Who?
Well, if he was German, one speculates his name might be something like Christoph der
Wait,
Snickerdoodle.
Kraut? Do you have monkeypox?
No.
Did your girlfriend use a strap
Yeah,
on? And give you
yeah, dude.
monkeypox?
Some guy came in my chat earlier, and they're like, "Hey, dude."
I heard you're into some BDSM shit.
Hey,
so I'm just
dude.
wondering if that's
Hey,
how you
dude.
feel.
Okay.
Wait, somebody came in my fucking
Why are you
chat,
still here?
and they're like, "No, Nick, you don't understand. You can see. You knew, Nick. You knew." He calls me and he goes, "Hey, Nick, I'm dropping a video tomorrow.
What is Bunty?
Hey, Nick, I'm dropping a video tomorrow. Guess who's coming along for the ride? You."
Oh, I know. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. I'm
And I'm it's not even. I don't even know. I didn't get the Snickerdoodle comment. I was so completely stunned at what was happening.
Who?
Well, if he was German, one speculates his name might be something like Christoph der
Wait,
Snickerdoodle.
Kraut? Oh, I know. Oh, wait, hold on.
Why Christoph? Oh, Saint Nicholas? Is that what we're doing here? Like Kris Kringle?
I'm now I don't know. I guess Kraut. I don't. Who's?
I said, if he was German, his name might be Christoph der Snickerdoodle.
I don't understand the reference. This guy's gonna fuck me over publicly, and he can't even explain it to me in English.
I'm not getting it.
No? All right.
And he put this out.
No, not want. I'm not dragging you in. Kind of am, but I'm also kind of not. Look, I deliberated about it hard. I got to reference our conversation tomorrow. It's a public interest thing. It lays bare the issue.
I need to reference our conversation. He published 30 minutes of it.
Put you in a positive light.
He made a whole video dude, the context implying that I came forward as like a fucking, this is my story.
I don't respect you.
You were the person
This is the real Riddler.
I'm burning the least, but you were, frankly, a lot more honest than you had to be. Probably more than you should have been. And I appreciated that.
Dude, look at this. Look, why would he fucking post this? You were way more honest than I thought you were going to be. He's literally just saying like, look, I was looking to rape you in the ass, but you look too good.
Probably more than you should have been.
Anime villain mod. I don't know what it is with autistic people online, but they have to do a Marvel movie anime villain fucking speech at the beginning, right before they fuck you. So every time that every time it happens, I can just play it on stream and explain it.
And I appreciated that. So I figured I'd rather just not be a rude whatever. Whether you care or not, it just seemed respectful to give you warning.
Respectful to give you warning. Hey, Nick, in 12 hours, you're going to be the fucking spokesperson for the Destiny allegations that you explicitly asked not to be. Hey, guys, I'm going to be sending the full wrath of Destiny directly at you. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't think I really have any issue with anything I said in that call. So.
I didn't think you did either. I got the impression, I apologize if I misread you, that given what you know about me and given things we said in that conversation, that you kind of expected that was a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. We good?
Well, to be fair, it's not just a you thing. It's kind of general.
Well, that's my
best practices on YouTube is to not say anything that like.
Yeah, but I mean, like.
And again, people were asking me, it's like, well, Nick, you sound like you're fucking being recorded. It's because every time I go into a hostile conversation, the expectation is that somebody could be raping me in this call. And that's just how commentary community is. The expectation is that you're going to be recorded. The only reason I was able to protect myself is because I fucking knew he was going to record me. I fucking recorded him, just on the off chance that it happened.
That's my...
Everyone says that.
Well, I didn't want it to come off as like a character attack where I'm like, oh, I knew this guy.
Because that's all these fucking people do. They can't make content themselves. I didn't fucking lie to Dream and make it up for fucking 3 months. I didn't fucking lie about pedo stings for the fucking next year or whatever and make $10,000 a month on Patreon farming abuse survivors. Okay? All I tried to do is have a reasonable take on fucking Destiny, and my shit gets plastered everywhere. People are like, oh, you don't have a right to be mad. You leak calls all the time. You recorded President Sunday. It's like, bitch, I absolutely do. This is absurd. Who's gonna record me? I assume everyone does.
Okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't take it personally. I think To be honest with you, I think most people who don't record these conversations, especially
I killed Bo Blacks. That's fair.
when they don't know each other.
Bo Blacks died when Manshi was born. We kicked Bo Blacks out of the community, and then he died and replaced himself with Manshi.
Playing with fire, I think it's a mistake. So you never know. And this is my logic going into it. I didn't know if, I don't know you. I didn't know if something I said in that conversation, I'd have to like be able to represent correctly or whatever. I didn't.
Isn't it crazy? Wait, so look at what, did you hear what he just said? He was talking about how cool you were super honest with me, Nick. Now he's on fucking Discord being like, he leaked that the boys were knowingly sweeping for a sex abuser. The boys yelled at him. He's completely gone back to his previous position because I wasn't nice to him anymore. Suddenly, his new position fucking evaporated. It's almost like he was lying. It's almost like he just believed this the whole time. Holy shit, dude. This is so funny. What else is here? I'm considering banning DeOrio for pulling the spicy logs. Oh, I'm sorry. Isn't this the big bad chat that every fucking YouTuber's afraid of? Am I getting banned from Chud's Reddit server? What the fuck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I upset you? Oh, I'll just get slandered next time. Thanks. Oh my god, I don't know who Bug Squander is. Nick didn't need to mention anyone's name. The fact it was known, he was quiet because he wanted to stay buddies with Destiny in public. Bro, he just lies effortlessly. He lies effortlessly. I'm playing this on audio of him saying that I'm a fucking good guy. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit.
I was really surprised. I have to thank you for this, actually. I had no idea.
If Nick thinks targeting me is the safe strategy.
So we're digging a little bit. I know where you're.
Oh my
I know where the figure
god!
came from with respect to Pixie getting payout for law school, for example. Straighterade has been leaking like a motherfucker, just to everybody. It's been weird, and I learned all about that. I talked to Chud after I talked to you, and he led me down there.
Oh, I told him to. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. By the way, appreciate it.
Dude, I'm so scared of the guy who needed me to make his fucking Destiny video. I put another group call together and I talked to Tom. Dude, when you trick Turkey Tom to come into a call with you, I'm really fucked. Oh, yeah, we kind of all briefed where we were with it.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, what's go on, Beckett. My apologies.
Do you want to know what is coming out tomorrow?
I'm not super concerned, but if you want to tell me, I'm down to hear it.
You really shouldn't be, honestly, but Tom, Tom might want to. So here's what I'm putting out. So I got the stuff you're probably particularly concerned by. I've got a bit of our conversation. Not a ton of it, just a tiny little bit, just where we're talking about like the consequences of speaking out, right?
Yeah.
I have a link to 30 minutes of that conversation that will be in there just for people who are interested in the tenor of the whole conversation, so they have the context. That's it from me. Not the whole thing. We don't get too heavy. It's just literally that part where we go to.
It's just all the parts where I don't look terrible, and then it's just all the parts where you're in it.
Okay, look. We get it. It's bad. We can't for X, Y, and Z reasons. But if something were to happen, if something were to give, you'd have support. Okay? So,
yep.
My logic is, to the extent possible,
I don't respect you.
Hopefully this gives people sort of enough of an impetus to be like, okay, this is out there. This isn't like a thing we need to be afraid of talking about now. We had some additional shit I don't know if you know about. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It's kind of a toss-up at this point. I have no idea who Straighterade's leaking to.
I don't have... that's all my contacts through Chud.
All right, so here's the deal. This is why I'm burning Straighterade, and Becca's going to go into depth on that.
Yeah, it's probably best that I explain it because.
Do you want to?
I've never seen people just publicly post their gay ops like this. Like, it's actually fucking crazy, dude.
All right, go for it. Don't want to steal your thunder.
He's gonna support me. Don't worry. Yeah, this guy's a fucking monster.
My conversation. Sorry.
It's not thunder, but I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
I've got all of Sunday's DMs with Straighterade. I've used that as a skeleton of this entire timeline. I show those DMs, I explain what's in them, using like specific points of like that are relevant. I then go through all the DMs between NSC and Pixie. I also cover Steven's DMs with Pixie, and I show sections of Pixie's statement that she would have released, basically saying this was non-consensual.
Oh, has a third call hit the tower? No, it's not. I was told a third call had hit the tower.
And she wants to sue Destiny. So it's everything that has been floating around, along with Straight Red saying being the,
Are either of you worried about like the morality of moving forward with this without the girl?
No one will tell you.
Immediately, the first real question I ask. No.
Yeah.
Are either of you worried about like the morality of moving forward with this without the girl?
No one will tell you why. This comes back to why I gave.
Not a second to think. Yeah.
Becca.
Destiny posted his gay ops. No, they leaked his gay ops.
At the Straight Red DMs. After I talked to Chud, I went to Straight Red and asked, "Hey, look. So this thing that we agreed was like super top secret. We've been really careful with. Everybody has it, and the person who talked to Chud, they think that the thing about Destiny paying Pixie's tuition, even that came from you." And what Pixie told me was that, basically immediately after Pixie had that interaction with Destiny reached out to Straight Raid.
His principles, his principles,
floating ways he could pay her financially, and that was it. So this entire
time,
Did I
miss it? Why is Beckett on this? I don't know. I have no idea.
They've effectively been working together to try and pressure Steven into releasing money to keep Pixie silent. So it's like, okay.
Including Dan's been pressuring her as well. She mentions that in a statement. Straight Raid mentions that. But the biggest
Logic can't get mad at me because he leaked the fact that Boblax was in the dress. All right, that's a W. That's a fucking Nick W. I'm sorry. That's a fucking Nick W.
But the biggest
Logic can't get mad at me because he leaked the fact that Boblax was in the dress. So that was a huge pain in the ass.
I don't think he has anything to get mad at you about. Frankly,
Nick, you're not the source. I'm gonna when I went looking for these, I didn't just get them from Sunday. I got them from an entirely separate party to all of you.
Now, the only reservation I have is I kind of feel bad I ended up burning Tom by accident. I don't really. I listened back. I didn't even burn Tom. I didn't even say anything. Listen, I'm not normally super stoked that my calls are getting recorded and released, but I'm significantly less angry about it because I kind of just want this to come out already.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not like super. I'm not super broken up about it because I've been kind of just waiting for this to drop.
Can I make a suggestion? Now. Can I make a suggestion? And you're not.
You want me to get out ahead of it?
No, you're not a dumb guy. I was actually gonna say, if you give a shit about Tom, there's an easy way Tom has to get out of this, and it's the exact same way you did, which is.
Dude, I don't understand why he's trying to give us all unsolicited advice.
Look. We're all very
Did you know this was recorded too? No, I didn't even record this one personally.
Nervous about this. I ain't like some Machiavellian schemer. This got brought up in a joke. I didn't know what to do.
I mean, but I guess the assumption is that if he's recording me then, he's probably recording that now.
And I kind of just went on autopilot, and I feel bad about it. We were just holding our tongues. We didn't know what the moral or responsible thing to do was. And didn't mean to sweep for Destiny or disparage Melina's.
I mean, when he gets on stream, he's probably going to say... I mean, I've talked to him about this. He's going to say the same thing as me. Unless the girl's involved. And wait, I'm so confused here. Where was all the stuff about Turkey Tom in the video?
Holding our tongue. I didn't know what
was this?
To do, and I kind of just went on autopilot. And I feel bad about it because, look...
Because he's like, I think Tom's going to get a lot of shit for this. Why? There was nothing about Tom in the video.
This got brought up in a
Tom didn't get any shit for this. What is he talking about?
Joke. I didn't know what to do.
Did he change the video from the call to the point where it came out?
Kind of just went on autopilot, and I feel bad about it.
What did he think was going to happen to Tom?
We were just holding our tongues. We didn't know what the moral or responsible thing to do was.
He showed him in the B-roll. Yeah, there was that one part. People were like, why would you say that, Nick? It's just B-roll. Like, I don't know.
And
he edited Tom. I mean, I think he did, but I don't know that for a fact.
For Destiny or disparage Melina's.
I mean, when he gets on stream, he's probably going to say... I mean, I've talked to him about it. He's going to say the same thing as me. Unless the girl's involved, there's no moving forward with it.
Yeah, but the problem I agree with you, but the problem with Tom, though, is that
but
he
now
went
it's
out of his
out.
way.
Once it's out, it's out.
Yeah, So you're asking the moral line of Brings and whether we're worried, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not. Because Lonerbox went on stream the other day and said he was stopping streaming because of the Hassan stuff. But, he mentioned the Hassan stuff, but he says that's not the reason. He then reacts badly to any mention of Destiny and alludes to stuff behind the scenes. Hassan has talked about this. Bad and Bernardo has talked about this.
No, it's time for this to come out.
Yeah, everyone knows it is Pixie.
Texted me today. It's coming out. Like I knew this was happening. I had the DM from Chud because once it went on Bad Empanada the day before, I kind of knew it was already coming, but it has nothing to do with that. Yeah, Hassan Piker talked about this 24 hours ago. President Sunday's video wasn't made in 24 hours. This video was in production already. This guy was posting this whether it was breaking it or not. You guys were doing it. And I didn't know it was happening tomorrow, but I mean, once I saw the second YouTube drama thread, I knew it was coming out.
Yeah, this is gonna be a 1-2 punch in the morning.
These guys had their whole thing prepared. They feigned their care over the victim's well-being, and then once it was coming out, it was like, well, yeah, we'll just bank off of that.
Well, because I'm honest, you're a friend. I know we're not like best friends or anything, but like I didn't want to do this and blindside you. I didn't feel comfortable doing that. But
no, I'll probably just post something to Twitter that's similar to what I said to you in the call. And Sunday, if I need to reference anything else in the phone call, do I have your to reference the fact that it occurred or whatever? If that wasn't included in the video, do I have your permission to?
That's my favorite line. Hey, Sunday, by the way, if you take me out of context, do I have my permission to, post it?
In the phone call, do I have your to reference the fact that it occurred or whatever? If that wasn't included in the video, do I have your permission to show that?
Wait a minute. I'm not talking to a retard.
If that wasn't included in the video, do I have your permission to show that?
Well, I'm assuming you have a recording as well.
Yes.
Okay, I got you on record for that. Well, I can't with any right tell you no. Can I?
I mean, I have a recording. I don't even, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I figured. I just needed you to say that for my recording right now. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, so you did tell me you recorded it.
Okay.
To be honest, I thought it was a joke at the time.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted this story to be out for ages. I find it really fascinating. This Destiny machine is a fucking mess.
There's a difference between wanting the story to be released and then doing it without the victim's consent and moving forward with it and telling me this is the way it's going to go down. So you can't do anything about it. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Get all worked up in the call? Say, you can't release my audio? But they're going to do it anyway. Who cares?
And frankly...
What does Beckett think of all this? I have no idea.
Think everyone looks... I think we've reached the point of it looks absurd, the silence around it. It just looks like collusion, even if it's not. And I think everyone's aware of that. So.
No, I don't think it does. I think that the reasonable parties hear, hey, the girl didn't want this coming out, and they go, oh, okay, that makes sense. End of discussion. I think there are always going to be niche sector people on the internet who are like, you guys swept this up. And if they had a YouTube channel with 100,000 subs or 500 or 1 million subs, they would go ahead and just post something off a single Kiwi Farm screenshot without the victim's consent, without any actionable stuff, without any scrolling evidence to be even had. Knowing that the person is fucking suicidal, and they would make their video on it and they'd blow up in their face and their career would end. But unfortunately, the players who are actually in the game know that's probably not the best way to conduct yourself.
My issue with this whole thing, with this collusion narrative, is that I went on a stream with this guy about a January 6th thing 6 months ago. I was a huge fan of him 4 years ago. So the Nicholas DeOrio Destiny shit just continues to surround me. But I haven't I think I was on his stream a total of 3 times. I have perms that I've never used.
Well, this is the thing that's annoyed me the most of all of this is...
Do not call me Nicholas de Snickerdoodle.
Silence.
That is not allowed.
The narrative from people in DGG. We need to wait for the victims. We need to protect the victims. They don't want to talk about. Well, that's fine, except there are
no, but those people are going to turn around and deny that this happened. So I mean, I don't really care. Put every single person who says we need to wait for them from inside of Destiny's community. All those people are going to find 50 reasons to hate that girl tomorrow.
Well, it's also the fact is that it's not just their choice anymore. Their silence has caused damage to other people because they've left everyone to speculate. And it's starting to actually just get fucking annoying.
Thanks for the heads up. I'll make, I guess, Destiny's on the Tuesday docket.
I think
because if it's out, there's no reason not to watch
it.
Dude,
I know. I just checked Spicy Chat. President Sunday is still currently typing. Aiden, I think you confuse me making noise with whining. If you're actually paying attention, Nick is making sure that he'll be remembered for being really, really mad that he was told to tell the truth.
A person?
Who is
I know you're comfortable.
Yeah, dude, this is giving such positive vibes right now. You're doing so good, buddy. Keep it up.
Tom's response is going to be, I really think though, if you, I think the issue with Tom is that in that Chud call, he did
Hi, Camus. Hi, Gamma.
Closet excuses for Destiny in that case, and I think that puts him in a little bit more danger potentially. Maybe not. Maybe people won't care. But
the problem is we don't know everything in this story, and I know we don't know everything in the story. I think Tom is a level of charitability that's higher than one that.
But can I level with you though? This is one thing I didn't bring it up in our conversation, but it's one thing I strongly disagree with you on.
Is Spicy getting brought up again? Yeah, they want to ban me for talking about them.
We're absolutely correct when you're talking about how you judge the Pixie case in particular. That there is a limit to the information that we have. We're making some level of speculation based upon inaction, action, etc., etc. I think it's pretty clear. We've run it by a few people just to make sure our judgment wasn't off base. That the interactions between Pixie, Steven, and Kyle.
Do you think Destiny will have any major fallout? I mean, we're gonna get to the Destiny stuff in 3 minutes. We're about done here. But yeah, I think that if any of this stuff is if 1% of this stuff is true, I think it's career ending. Yeah, 100%. Even from a moral perspective, if there's no legal consequences, I think he's going to struggle with business relations for the rest of his time on YouTube.
The realm of extortion, if not outright blackmail. But leaving that aside, and in fact, you introduced the word blackmail in that conversation before I did. I paid close attention to that. But leaving that aside, I think it's a mistake to treat that as the issue when fundamentally what the issue actually is. It is public knowledge, regardless of the details of each individual case, that Destiny was sharing pornographic images that he took of colleagues.
I said this directly to you.
Yeah.
We talked about the blackmail part, but I said I don't think it's going to matter from a public perspective.
Who is Bunty King to you?
I think
I
I specified that when we were talking. Because there is the blackmail perspective that he can use to push it down in his community, but ultimately the wider audience doesn't.
And again, you can go ask Tommy. When I was talking to Tommy about this like 2 weeks ago, I was like, I want this story to come out. I want this story to break. But like, I would have much preferred it if it came from fucking Pixie. I guess now she fucking said something. Congratulations, you got her to talk.
Care. They're gonna see.
Oh no. I agree. I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't think it's gonna matter for
That's
Destiny.
what I said.
The issue for me bringing it up is like that's
the inconvenience is that it had to get done the right way, and you didn't do it the right way. You're throwing a temper tantrum because nobody wanted to help you.
That's a principal part of the reason why this ceases to be like a victim story anymore. Now this is this is like an additional bad thing that is
Well,
not.
I think that she should get paid out. I don't care if.
I don't have a problem with her getting paid out. Like, frankly, whatever money Steven loses in all this is not really my problem. I think the problem, though, is that the action by itself is still immoral. You can disagree with that. I think I think even in Pixie's position, there are things that she can do that are wrong. I think that's one of them.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you giving me the heads up.
No worries.
Totally could have blindsided me on this, but I appreciate you not doing that.
Okay. Well, thank you again. I appreciate you. I appreciate you actually reaching out and being upfront about that. Again, like you are the one who completed this.
I assumed he was going to disclose that he recorded me without my knowledge. I'm sorry. I assumed that was going to be part of the video. Like at some point, just to mention, like, hey, this is not Nick's public takes. He shouldn't have to answer for this random thing that he said on a Discord call. Again, what if this whole thing was completely fake? What if all this shit was fake or whatever? And then he published this, like this was my fucking public statement on the matter.
Okay, like we didn't
not
know
literally just fucking Discord gossip.
How far?
Again, I'm frustrated that like of course I have to clear that up. It's been like this has just been kind of sitting in the background.
Yeah.
Like I almost mentioned it tonight on stream. Like they were talking about the stupid Boblax thing, and they're like, "Yeah, you guys hear like all the shit that I leak or whatever, but like you don't even know 1% of the shit that goes on in these fucking communities right now."
Yeah.
And it's like another one where it's like I'm never gonna be the first guy to tell this fucking story. It's never gonna happen. But again, if you want to tell it, and I'm accidentally the person on recording, I guess that's a happy accident because I'm gonna stream it on Tuesday anyway.
Yeah, it needs somebody slightly outside, I think.
By the way, it appears President Sunday. I'm scrolling up. I believe he's left the spicy chat because I opened it.
Pull the trigger, which, but frankly, Loner
Listen,
Box
I have no idea that I was recorded in that video, and I never would have said all those things first.
Where are you? You're in Newark, right?
I can't. Yeah.
Okay, good. One party consensus. I just wanted to make
I
sure.
would never sue you. But I had no fucking idea that I was being recorded.
Yeah, no lawsuits. No lawsuits from me.
Hi, so
I didn't make the first statement. Somebody else made it on my behalf, as far as I'm concerned. So I can talk about
I'm
it.
very tired, and you're both very gay.
Jesus Christ.
I couldn't sue him if I wanted to.
Plausible deniability, and I can't get blamed for fucking
you
putting
did
this
until
out for the girl.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. Listen, I was gonna probably leak this in fucking 3 weeks by accident anyway, so.
Yeah, it was. Listen, we've reached a point where it's.
Yeah, we've reached the point, Becca, where the next time we have this argument, no, we're not fucking alerting them in advance. Look at you, you sap.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not gonna alert them in advance.
He was recording me the entire time. Unbelievable.
Well, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Obviously, though, there was no intent to use that or anything.
Obviously. Yeah. No, I get it.
Well,
It's all good. It's all good.
All I wanted from the very beginning was to be able to cover this story as the non-leaking party. I just wanted to be able to objectively look at this as a public-facing YouTube drama, and now I can do that. Unfortunately, it involves me being recorded against my will, but I'm gonna do that for the rest of the stream.
When would I even need that? The only reason I would ever need that recording is if and when you recorded me.
True, that's true.
If and when you took me out, like, I don't know if
I was contemplating just reshuffling that like crazy. I could do things.
Listen, listen. Part of it's self-interest on my part. I didn't want a narrative of Beckett took Sunday.
Well, you said I'm just saying you said I'm not stupid. I knew there was a chance I was going to be recorded.
That's what
you literally recorded him yourself? Yeah, and look, it came in handy. The guy was a total snake and dumped my fucking call. Yeah, I mean, that's called protection, jackass. I can record 1,000,000 calls. You'll never have to hear about them if the guy doesn't snake me about it.
That's what I told Beckett. To be clear, I was arguing in favor of your intelligence.
Look, I play ball. It's fine. Did you see the Mama Max video?
No, but I feel like I should now.
I get it, but listen, I'm about to leak Sunday's DMs and the DMs with Erudite and a whole host of.
And look, I was a good sport about it. I was literally a good sport about all this. And he still goes and does this anyway like that. It's crazy.
I don't need any more shit on how trustworthy.
Next time when Beckett calls and he says he really needs to talk about something, I should start picking those up more.
Yeah, you really should, bro.
I'm sorry. I've been having so much IRL shit right now. I've been out of it. I barely got a stream this weekend. I only had 3 hours to stream tonight.
You're fine. I did, to be fair, I made it very vague, and I just didn't want to cats amongst pigeons.
Is that what you call it when you go on stream? Your family's coming over?
Yeah.
I cut this private. Oh, thank you so much for not talking about my fucking family.
Because he's asking me more
Thank you.
questions
You're
about
so
some other shit
nice.
right now.
All right.
Cool.
Take it easy.
Peace out, gamers. Good turn.
Other call.
So yeah, that's President Sunday. I think that guy's a total piece of shit. Personally, I think the guy's a total piece of shit. All right. Now we got to get through the actual screenshots. Is there anything super valuable in the Beckett video, or can we kind of just go through the Destiny leaks from here? What a gentleman. Would you be willing to talk to him on stream? Well, I mean, it's probably better to just talk to him on stream because he's going to record any private call we have in the future and put it out, so whatever. The one thing I am looking forward to is all the people whining that we didn't cover Destiny, crying because they didn't like how we covered it, or they didn't like that they're not the ones getting credit for it. I do think the first person who makes a good video essay on this whole situation it's gonna. You know what happens to President Sunday? I'll tell you what President Sunday's future is. I have a crystal ball in front of me. I can see what it is. The future for President Sunday is that who was the guy in the Mr. Beast Chris Tyson thing that enticed the person to do the interview without their consent? Does anyone remember that guy's name? That's kind of my point, but it was the person before Dogpack. Who was the guy Prism? Yeah, that's how they're going to remember. That's how President Sunday is going to be remembered. There's going to be a dog pack that comes in and takes all the credit from Prism. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, that's literally the point. That's how President Sunday's interactions are going to be remembered for this story. The minute that a capable person comes in and just regurgitates all the talking points or provides just a little bit of input, that video is going to be the one that gets pushed. So yeah. Rip Joe Rogan. Rip Joe Rogan. God, I hope Big Bungie covers it. I hope Big Bungie covers Destiny more than President Sunday. What are you talking? Willie Mack incoming? I mean, yeah, I think this is prime Willie Mack material. The funny thing is, like, all these people are like, you're sweeping. But now the story's public, and Tom covered it today. I covered it tonight. Same night. Exactly like I said I would. I imagine Willie's going to make a video on this, considering Destiny's already confessed. There's literally no reason not to, right? Talking about it. Augie's going live tomorrow. I held up my end of the bargain. I did exactly what was requested of me. But it's what I would have done regardless. What do you think? I'm going to fucking sit out? I'm going to sit out like the biggest story of January? Good one, buddy. Real quick. People in my chat, I don't know if I was totally off about this. People in my chat are saying that you said I basically hate-rated Spicy Chat. Is that...
No, I'm not saying you hate-rated Spicy Chat. I said that... someone said you got banned from there. And what I said was, I imagine it's probably just if you pulled it up on stream.
Okay, all right, but that wasn't your problem? All right, because I wanted to raid into you, but I didn't want it to be, like, hostile. So
no, I wasn't saying you were hate raiding. I said, obviously, people are going to go there if you're pulling up. So if you got banned,
all right, then I got chat debated, then I will... Okay, I'll raid it to you.
Wait, one second. While I've got you. Wait, 1 second. Sorry, I don't understand what the big dispute... I'm trying to just catch up on the VOD. What's happening... What are you and Sunday angry at each other over exactly?
I think this is just simple. Basically what happened is I was initially recorded without my consent. I was given about 12 hours of warning that the video is coming out. My expectation was that it was probably going to be clipped badly. That was what I was preparing for. It wasn't. He put out 30 minutes or whatever. Fine. I don't think I sounded super bad in it. I don't think I sounded bad at all in it. I think the stupidest thing I did was talk to him in the first place. That was probably the biggest criticism.
I was just watching a bit of coverage. It just seemed like you felt like the video was coming after you.
I'm annoyed that he kind of portrayed it as if I was a willing participant in this story and that I worked. Because again, you got internet anarchists in my chat saying that he thought I worked with him to create the video. And I don't like that he didn't disclose. Like, look at the title of his fucking interview with me. Like, Nick comes forward. As if this is like my public position on these dramas. And whatever I said in those calls was based on less information than I even have now. This is my first stream going through all the information, getting it together. And I'm going to be held to those positions, even if they're not intended to be my public ones.
I don't expect Instant Anarchist to have a good take on this because Most Critical hasn't said anything yet. So I don't put much stock in his opinion.
But again, my main issue is that he cut out the entire part where Mario Yamasaki, if he died part out of the VOD and didn't release that one when he was telling me that, like, if Pixie fucking kills herself, then it's going to be the end of Destiny's media career. I think it's pretty crazy to just remove all that stuff from the call and just ignore that.
Yeah, sure. I guess it seemed like you thought the video was coming after you. I got that vibe when I was watching some of your
I think that, again, go watch the newest leaked call. He's been spiraling and dropping more with me. He said that, like, that he had a completely different opinion of me after speaking to me. So he was recording me with the intent to probably get me saying something absurd. He probably was coming after me. I just didn't give him anything to work with because I'm not doing anything fucking sneaky. So I think I totally think he had the intent to fuck me.
If he intended to fuck you, and then when he spoke to you, his opinion changed. He was like, okay, no, I get what's going on here. Is that not what
all
you
I
want?
wanted was to not be the mouthpiece of these allegations, and I didn't want you to hear my voice first when they're coming out. I just wanted to cover them.
Yeah, I get if you're upset about the leaking, I guess, but
Yeah.
it just seemed like the way you were talking, it seemed as though you felt there was something in the framing of the video that was attacking you, that was like making a criticism of you somehow.
No, I
just didn't see
publicly
that.
said that I didn't have a problem with the 30-minute leaked call. Like, I didn't have a problem with like what he chose to, the parts he did include. I didn't think he clipped me out of context. Rather, that's probably the best way I can describe it. And the video I watched for the first time on stream. I watched a little bit through Tom, but for the first time I watched it on stream. And again, I just don't really know why I was included in the video. I don't think I'm an important part. I think he used me for credibility in the video. I don't think that there was any good reason to have me in there. I don't think he, I think he could have made all those arguments.
I think fundamentally, I think there's arguments.
Yeah, but the arguments are that he's already made like 5 videos on this and nobody watched them. So he needed somebody that was around the situation. He needed somebody notable to be in it.
People would have watched just for the logs. I think there is an element of wanting to.
But the logs were in Beckett's video. He barely put them in there. Beckett read through all the logs. That was the other video, and I'm not in that one.
Yeah, but sure, Sunday had access to them all, though, right?
Yeah, but he went with, instead of showing all the logs and explaining why all the things were bad, he went with, here's Nicholas DeOrio. Here's why he's scared to come forward. And he picked the only person who talked to him, who just happened to be the guy in the group who has like the least interactions with Destiny aside from maybe Augie. It just kind of felt like I got scapegoated into this because he needed somebody credible to base his video on.
You're probably the only one he could get in contact with.
Yeah, and it was my mistake. I tried to reason with him, and I was a fucking retard for that. And I told you that as much last night, that I was eating shit for it, and I thought I would eat shit for it. But it turned out when people watched the clips, they didn't really take that away from it. And again, this is also another aspect of this that I was very public about. There also needs to be some repercussion for leaking my messages.
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to just take that lying down. Everyone's just going to do it to me. There needs to be some repercussion for it. My repercussion was, I reached out to him and I said, I'm going to leak an additional 7 minutes of the call, and I'm giving you the same warning you gave me. I think that's total. I think that was it. I think we're even.
You can leak.
That's totally even. Then I went to leak a little bit more.
I don't give it. You play the whole. If someone leaks some shit of yours, leak whatever you've got in response.
Yeah, I'm not going to let people walk all over me. Yeah, so I reached out to him. I did the same fucking thing he said to me, and I said I'm going to put an additional 7 minutes out. And then he freaked out, leaked fucking an entire other call, and he leaked the call where he's like, "Hey, buddy, you're coming along for the ride tomorrow." What?
Yeah, that was funny.
But I mean, he gave me that willingly. I didn't even record that one. I didn't have it. I couldn't show my audience that, but he gave it to me for free. So yeah, I think I'm totally justified in my issues with this situation. I don't know. I don't really have any intention. To
I think you've got totally legitimate gripes. But I just didn't see the attack. I don't necessarily think that it's just to tie it to your credibility. I think the point is like the only way for this stuff to gain traction ultimately is for it to be, covered, posted on.
Yeah, but you know that he's going to be Prism, right? Like his future is being Prism. Dogpack's going to come in, and somebody's going to take this story over, and no one's going to remember him.
Okay, Sunday's way past that point.
No. I mean, like in terms of this story, the first video essayist who just repeats all his talking points is going to be the guy they credit with all this stuff. He's not going to get any of the credit. Because he always does something. Every time Sunday makes a video, I agree with this. Every time I see a Sunday video, he always does something nuclear.
I thought that's one thing. I feel like it's about
watch.
tying credibility because he wants your clout in there. I think he wanted to get this out, possibly or almost entirely because Destiny.
But do you believe that he had a 4-day epiphany and he just realized that she's just baiting suicide? That's not a worry. After he kind of just sat there and was like, yeah, this is a big deal. We don't want her to kill herself. He literally said, if I was a psychopath, I would ignore this and I would release it. And then he released it 4 days later. And then he's surprised that I'm shocked.
Draw your own conclusions, Nick. Draw your own conclusions.
And he's surprised that I felt misled by him in the call.
I guess I think that behavior, as in plowing through, I kind of just it's predictable from Sunday to me because Destiny's dog's him and it's already a blood.
I guess I'm not around the guy enough to expect this, and this was a fucking huge mistake on my part to talk to him. It's
Sunday is I said this earlier. Sunday is a means to an end kind of guy from what I've seen.
People have been fucking messaging me all day saying this went super well or something, and then they're asking me if I did this on, like, if I knew this was going to happen, and I have to really be honest and say, like, this was a colossal fuck up. I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm never talking to anybody like this again. The fact that this went well is purely by accident. I can't take any of the credit. But yeah, as it stands, most people view me as the sympathetic figure. They view Sunday as the schizophrenic, and they view Destiny as the revenge pornographer. So I guess it went okay. I don't really have to go run and defend my friends because none of them, they didn't really get any shit for it, and I didn't really say anything that was bad about them. So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
No, I'm gonna raid into you. I'll give you guys. I'll give my guys over to you, and then I did like 5 hours tonight, and this was. I have another fucking stream I need to do in the next 2 days, so I have to. It's gonna be fucking 3 streams in 4 nights. You have a fantastic night, Kuihman. Hope you're doing well.
You too, man.
Peace out, buddy.
I'll catch you later.
Nick.
Yes.
What's with the Sunday stuff? Because you guys seem to have very different. If you're wanting to talk about it, obviously. If not, it's fine. But you guys seem to have very different perspectives as to what happened there.
Yeah. So essentially, what happened is we got into a call because I wanted to reach out to him because he made a stream acting like we were kind of, I guess, Destiny. We were sweeping up after Destiny or something. That was the intention of what we were doing. So I wanted to reach out to him and explain, no, I actually have like this side knowledge as to what's occurring here, but I don't have anything factual and I have nothing concrete to run with. So I'm kind of in a really shitty position where if I talk about things publicly, and again, this is all in the call. This is the verbatim what I told him. If I talk about these things publicly, then I'm risking a shitload here because A, I don't have the girl's support. She doesn't want to come out about this stuff, or at least she hasn't so far. So for all I know, my third-hand source is either not accurate or she could just deny it. There's a whole slew of reasons why I can't fire up a stream and talk about stuff like this. But I also can't sit there and speculate, because if I sit there and speculate, I'm basically just lying to my audience. Well, what could this be, guys? I don't know. Well, I do know. Or at least I have a decent idea. I have an opinion based off stuff that I've seen. So I tried to explain that to him, and I assumed that would be sufficient. But he went in with motivation to record me and then put me in a video. And apparently from some timeline of when I talked to him to after the fact, he like changed his position on me and liked me more or whatever. So ultimately he decided to warn me after being debated by Beckett privately, because I guess he wanted to talk after. But he called me like 12 hours before the video came out and was like, "You're coming along for the ride." And I just did not have an option in that. But I also still kind of assumed he would tell people that, like, I didn't film an interview with him, because I absolutely didn't. The intent was a private conversation where I talk openly about rumors in the community. And what actually happened is he published allegations about this girl without her consent and used me as like a clout push or whatever to be like, hey, here's somebody that like knows Destiny, that's been on streams with Destiny, and this is what he had to say, implying that I like willingly entered this recorded call to give my perspective and give a exclusive interview to President Sunday. So that's
you
why
can't
I
argue with the
personally
results,
upset.
really, can you, Nick? You
I
can't
mean,
argue with
no,
it.
because I look sympathetic.
Did you do a whole stream on this stuff, or
no? But that's the thing is,
you
I
stood on principle, right? And you refused to bow to Sunday's demands.
What do you mean?
Oh, sorry. He recorded you and put you in the thing to make you have to comment, to make you have to stream it. I was like,
but I told him in the call that as soon as this story comes out, I'm going to cover it.
Yeah, you fucked yourself. You're in actual double.
I told him I was going to. I said, once it's public, I'll cover it. I don't want to be the first voice you hear when the Destiny allegation comes out, because I have nothing concrete to back my opinion up on. And he heard that, and he's like, well, I have a really sad thing to tell. Unfortunately for you, your voice is going to be the first thing people hear when they find out about the allegations. So, I mean, yeah, this could have gone super badly. It went okay. He released a call where he cropped out the part where he went on a gay Batman rant about how, like, if she dies, she dies.
Yeah,
it'll be okay. It'll destroy.
That was.
So, and then, but like, so what I did was I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna burn Sunday, because ultimately Destiny is the bad guy here. Like, this is the person who needs to be shit on. So Sunday had reached out to me, and then I said to him, hey man, do you have like a issue if I put out like, I don't know, like 7 more minutes of the call? I'm sure you've read these DMs now.
Yeah.
And And I'm like, well, I think we'd be even if I just put out like, 7 more minutes of the call. You've already leaked 30 of me and implied publicly through your title in the actual video that this was like an interview that I filmed for your YouTube channel. As if because again, I had to send Pixie an apology and tell her that I did not film this interview with the intent of this being viewed by thousands and thousands and thousands of people. This was very much a peace treaty that I was trying to do privately and kind of explain my position. Oh, and lastly, the reason why I thought that I could talk to President Sunday, and all of my friends have told me this was a horrible idea, and I eat shit. It was a bad idea. I shouldn't have talked to him. It was a completely out of character, stupid decision. But I thought because he defended me with Aiko and Edwin, when I told Aiko that I didn't want to run unverified allegations on Edwin and be her mouthpiece, he came in, mediated it, and defended me. So I thought he understood my position of why I want to report on stories and not announce stories.
You know what Sunday's position is, right?
Total Destiny death. I'm now aware that he was never going to consider my thoughts and my feelings on the situation, and it was always an out for content. I just thought he was like a human being that I could reason with, and I made a wildly bad mistake when I did it. But it worked out. I got lucky.
I mean, you weren't even close to him. You understand he like ended Pixie and Straight Raid's friendship, right? Like Straight Raid totally trusted him. He promised up and down he wouldn't leak it. And then he just was like,
this was an extremely stupid thing I did, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend it was a genius play. And now Sunday looks bad and fucking. I mean,
I was just saying that like
talking about,
you aren't even the person he most
decision.
fucked over.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy that like he doesn't realize, and obviously this is significantly smaller, but I think it's crazy that he's releasing a video where he claimed to me that he's worried about like the life and the potential suicide of the victim. Then 4 days later in the video, he's basically calling her a fucking suicide baiter, and he's decided
that came off really weird to me. I didn't like that.
No, but that's probably always been his position. He probably lied to me in the call, if I had to be honest with you. But then also he's covering a story talking about how disgusting it is to publish, release like private recordings and stuff like that, and he's using a source of somebody he recorded against their will. You don't see the irony behind that? That's hilarious.
Oh, it gets better. Did you see the conversation he had with Mr. Girl about the Destiny report a couple years ago?
No, I didn't. I wasn't super.
You didn't watch that? We should watch that. Hold on, let's pull the timestamp.
I watched 12 minutes of that just earlier. That was a 12-minute clip.
Let's watch that.
Oh my god, the screenshot is insane.
Now, here's the thing. Oh, by the way, hold on. Kuihman, you remember this?
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
I think this is like the first stream we ever did for like a long period of time. I feel like we sat here for like 2 or 3 hours just reading this guy's like insane
when this guy killed his dad,
cut this guy's head off, cut his dad's head off, and put it in a fucking